The U.S. and Ukraine also signing a security pact today. In Washington, Donald Trump back on Capitol Hill, meeting with House Republicans first, then Senate members.
We want to see just success for our country, and we don't have success right now.
The president focusing on international affairs and the country's image, among other topics.
One source said, quote, there were a lot of tangents in this meeting. A Republican member said they also lost interest after 45 minutes. It's risky for some Republicans to associate themselves too closely with former President Trump, especially if they represent a swing district. Now, Don Bacon is one Republican like that.
20% inflation over the last 3.5 years, a border with criminals coming in. So that was probably a lot of the focus, and I think he talked about tariffs, which I found interesting.
Mr. Trump apparently riffed on President William McKinley and tariffs. The former president said he was a big fan.
Fox's Chad Pergram on Capitol Hill. Boeing's safety record coming under scrutiny following a door plug that blew out of an Alaskan Airlines flight earlier this year, as well as other incidents. FAA Administrator Michael Whitaker says they've ramped up oversight of the aircraft maker.
We have capped production, and we will not grant any production expansion of the MAX above that level until we're satisfied they can do so safely.
Speaking today before the Senate Commerce Committee, America is listening to Fox News.
Small business owners, we know finishing your to-do list can feel like climbing a mountain, but that mountain is also covered in banana peels. Then when something new gets added to your list, you're like, nope, I'm already climbing this huge, super slippery banana peel mountain of a to-do list. At Progressive, we don't want to make your day any harder. That's why we make it easy to manage your policy on our mobile app. So climbing that banana peel mountain feels more like a leisurely stroll. See if you can save on commercial auto insurance in as little as 7 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage subject to policy terms and conditions.
You know, since 9/11, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation has been committed to supporting our nation's first responders and veterans. They support America's heroes like U.S. Army Major Jonathan Turnbull. Now, Major Turnbull sustained devastating injuries at the hands of an ISIS suicide bomber. Tunnel to Towers gave him a specially adapted smart home designed for his needs. Join Tunnel to Towers. They're hoping all of us will donate $11 a month so this great work continues. Their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
I look out talking to this chair. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer. 303 with Pete Davis, sidekick producer and sports raconteur extraordinaire, and the mechanical mangler at the controls. It's Flounder. He's got the interns today.
The day I was born.
Lucas and Robert, I think. Is that correct? The darkness of cave in there. Anyway, I hate this freaking chair. It leans down, and so it feels like I'm slipping off the front freaking edge. I mean, seriously, can we... no, everything's fine. I love my job.
There are 6 chairs in here, and you went through all 6 of them 5 minutes ago.
But those two, the back goes flying backwards. They don't lock in. I don't know. Anyway, that's all. I'm not going to be able to do this.
It's like Goldilocks looking for the perfect chair.
I'm not going to be able to do this. 304. Here's the number, 404-74. I'm seriously, it's like I'm falling forward. Can you see it?
It looks like it's
so
an
uncomfortable
action pose. It looks good.
God, it looks great. Yeah. God. Anyway, 404-741. 1230 741-1230.
It's manly.
Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder and the boys. Now we got a million things here. But did you hear President Cadaver's soundbite a few minutes ago? I mean, God Almighty, he doesn't know where he is. He doesn't know what he's saying. He can't talk. He's mumbling more like this. You know. I guess they didn't feed him his amphetamines like he's at a political rally when he wants to attack Donald Trump and start screaming like an old man, "Get off my lawns!" because they pumped him up. Did you hear those comments? I mean, it was just a...
The mumbler in chief.
Honest to God, it's offensive. Mm-hmm. And by the way, the Italian premier chick had to lead him away. It's like if mommy isn't there, the Italian mommy had to take his hand and lead him away because he didn't know where to go off the stage again. And by the way, he saluted her. Oh, God. Okay, he freaking saluted the girl prime minister of Italy. I said, yeah, well, no, that's protocol, normal protocol. He doesn't know what he's doing. I mean, he thinks he's funny or cool or, hey, I mean, it's just he doesn't get it. It's just he's not a president. Can you imagine any other president behaving like this guy? I mean, seriously. It's a clown
It's
show.
embarrassing.
It is embarrassing. It's not funny at all. It's shameful. Anyway.
The shameful thing is, instead of trying to run out the score, get to the end here, and then they'll replace them. They're running them for 4 more years.
I know. It's just
that's how much they hate their country.
Yeah. They would keep him in. Is there really anybody in your heart of hearts who really thinks America's better off with 4 more years of him and Carmela Sidepiece, the official shiftless lazy vice president? Really, anybody in their heart of hearts really think we're better off staying where we are right now?
Nobody believes that, but they believe in their party more than their country.
They will do anything to win. And again, the record. We got a lot of stuff to talk about here. But again, for the record, if they win, if they keep the Senate the way it is, what's the matter?
He's taking live questions right now.
But I'll guarantee you, it's only. Let's go. Flounder. Let's tune in and see what he says. President Corpse.
That are expecting from us air defense systems.
He's talking to Ukraine. I guarantee he's going to keep the questions to foreign policy.
Is going to go to Ukraine.
Nobody will ask him.
Needs are met, and then we will make good on the commitments we made to other countries.
I think President Biden already answered your question. Really, he knows.
Covering for him.
My God.
All other partners, they know that urgently.
That's Zelensky.
7.
Zelensky's telling you what Biden means.
To save our cities.
He's interpreting for him.
It's a pity, but urgently 7. And we discussed the possibility of having.
Well, I don't care about that. I guarantee you, they're not going to allow him to ask, and nobody in that press corps is going to ask President Cadaver anything about anything involving American politics or anything else. So it's going to be, sending weapon systems, stuff like that. But again, he had to apologize. He had to explain.
What my business partner means.
He's mansplained. He mansplained Biden.
And you notice he's dressing more and more like Fidel.
Yeah, and he is Fidel. He looks like a freaking, what do you call him?
Communist.
A guerrilla fighter. He looks like a guerrilla fighter. All righty, 404-741-1230. How you doing? Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, and the boys are in the back there. And we'll talk more about Donald Trump. He had some really interesting comments. A couple of different ways the story is covered, by the way, with Donald Trump once again going to the Capitol for the first time since the mostly peaceful Ashley Babbitt Day, when a rogue cop shot an innocent unarmed woman protester in the neck. So we got that going for us. Some more on on how they're covering for the White House and stuff like that. Oh, also, it's kind of I guess I have lately done more celebrity type things than I've ever used to for some reason. But the woman who is Hunter's baby mama, London Roberts, whose little daughter Navy is the unidentified Biden grandchild that they finally made reference to, at least officially. She's come out with a book, and it's coming out in August. London Roberts is her name. And we'll talk about some of the things in this book about Hunter Biden and what kind of man he is and what they did and how just kind of putting some things straight. And also, it's icky and it's also scary. She sleeps with a gun under her pillow still because they broke into her house 10 times.
Who did?
Somebody broke into her house, disarmed her alarm system there's no way to disarm an alarm system if it's set up for Wi-Fi type thing. I don't want to get into it, but you can. And these were experts. She had a woman sleeping over with her and said, "Oh my God!" She got up out of bed in the middle of the night and said, "All the windows and doors are open." I mean, people have been, they're threatening her. This was back when it was all unfolding that Hunter said, I only met her. I don't know who you're talking about. I saw this girl at the strip club once. I said, and she had to sue him to get a paternity test. Remember that? All during that time, she was getting threatened. I mean, the whole story's got just icky and blech. Also, Nathan Wade now has a media consultant who stepped into the CNN interviews. I know my God. What a bunch of idiots. Also, a rare event in Yellowstone, a prophecy of the white buffalo. And we'll talk about that in Indian lore, if you don't mind. Also, the energy czar of America, a chick, Secretary Jennifer Granholm, made an admission about UFOs. And this is pretty interesting. That they're about whether they're walking back technologically reverse engineering kind of stuff and things. Huh?
You're not going to repeat yesterday's show of talking about how much you would like to have an alien probe.
I never said alien probe with a Kimmer. What I was talking about is people investigating the aliens who were here originally.
telling you.
I do not want any alien probes. So apparently that's what they do. Everybody who's ever been in a rutabaga patch in Arkansas and got taken up into a spaceship said, well, they put things in me. Oh, my God. Kind of. I don't know.
Wait, you talk about a resident alien? He goes, that's the Greys. They have a butt fetish or something like that.
They're German by nature. They came here to Germany first, and they it's kind of a cultural thing. I don't know. Oh, my God. A couple things. Almost 3:11 already. I can't believe it. I mentioned freaking my little friend Gretchen, who was the one who drove me to the hospital and actually tried to kill me because she dropped me at the bottom of a hill and I had to walk like 80 floors up to get to the emergency room with a heart attack. Anyway, it's her birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday.
I think she's 30-something or more.
What'd you get her?
I don't have any comments about getting people things. Although there's going to be a little celebration later this weekend that I will say anything. Also, a couple quick things. Oh, I haven't gotten any reaction. I put a Facebook a video today about some video I took of Fox News. And the video was the two black guys. Can't remember their names, but they're well respected. I like the guys. One of the black guys does like a weekend show, running around the town with so and so, and he's a good looking young black guy. He does a lot of the morning show stuff. Anyway, he was wearing a suit, and then next to him in the video was a split screen picture of another black guy. They're a political consultant on Fox. Okay, and I happened to notice the guy on the left, the one who's on all the time, had a jacket on whose lapels were like they from 1950. They were huge. Seriously. Look at the video. I put it on Facebook and YouTube.
Huggy Bear.
I've got clothes from 1958 in my closet. I think I have an old tuxedo with that. It's like 9-inch lapels. I couldn't believe it. And next to him, on the same split screen, is the other black guy wearing a regular, the normal cut. But I couldn't believe. Is that back? Is that in now?
The Zoot suit?
Yeah, I don't know. It looked like the movie with Denzel Washington and Spike Lee is Zippity Zoppity Ding, the movie about the black guy got assassinated.
Zippity Zoppity Zoo. That's the name of it.
The Zoot suit. So it looked like, I couldn't
Malcolm
believe
X.
It. Malcolm X.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. Look at the video on Facebook and on YouTube. And I'll show you on my phone. I still in there. I couldn't believe it. Is that a thing? Now, you guys are young guys back there, Robert and Lucas. Do you even wear sport jackets anymore? I don't even people wear sport jackets at your age. But it had really wide lapels. Is that a thing, or do you have any idea?
I'm not too sure because I don't wear sports jackets. I try and be comfortable as possible.
Yeah, I understand. And what about, is Lucas in here? You got any idea about this, Lucas, as a young guy?
You just talked to Lucas.
That was Lucas.
I was like,
you just talked to Lucas.
How the hell am I? There's
they look the same.
It's a freaking cave.
They look the same.
I can't even see teeth shining in the. I can't see a reflection off a ballpoint pen in there. I'm telling you. Hey, well, one of you guys, so nobody knows. Never mind then. Anyway, I'll show you the video during the break.
I can't wait.
I was just trying to think, and I haven't had a single reaction on my personal Facebook page, which is rare. And I'm thinking maybe I'm just an idiot, but I was flabbergasted because I've got clothes like that for literally.
Why?
So I just don't throw things away. I don't know. I don't have any.
You think they'll come? Well, you're hoping they come back and stuff?
No, I don't know. Why would you throw away a tuxedo? I've got 3 or 4 tuxedos, what? And whenever I've moved,
how many do you need?
I don't need any, but I've been here for like 11 years, and when I was moving from when I was retired and came back, I didn't say, I think I'll throw away this tuxedo. I put it in a freaking suitcase and brought it with me. So that's what happens when you keep clothes for you, because you don't just throw them away in case you might need them.
Well, you don't need them now, so throw them away.
Don't throw them away. Give them to the Humane Society thrift store.
I hate everybody right now. I hate every one of you and everybody I've ever known.
You're the hoarder.
I'm trying to understand if I'm out of date on the fashion thing, and all of a sudden we're going in. Oh, my God. Anyway, we'll get on to that particular topic really fast. And my concert update from last night and...
boat shoes?
New shoes, baby.
Oh.
And as for reason, the concert delay. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder coming up next, 3:15 on 106.3. Look out.
Stream Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, Glenn Beck, Fox News, and even NASCAR on Sundays. Anywhere on the Extra 106.3 app. Download the app now and get 24/7 access to the live stream, the latest news, and everything you need to know about Atlanta's only conservative talk station. Download the Extra 106.3 app for Apple or Android and check out even more great original content at thepodcastpark.com.
Hey sandwich lovers, today's your lucky day. There's a whole new way to roll for lunch or dinner delight with Nucky's Hoagies in the Roswell Corners Shopping Center. Now open. Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell is family owned and operated by the Sub Sisters, Stacy and Shannon, whose love language is food and Nucky's Hoagies, their passion. When you bite into a Nucky's Hoagie, you'll taste the difference. The softest hoagie rolls ever, along with hunger-quenching sandwich combinations. Make Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell on Woodstock Road your new favorite spot for lunch or dinner.
Hey, it's Tuck here with an important message. As the weather heats up, Southern Exteriors is gearing up with unmatched quality and precision. For over 25 years, they've been delivering top-notch craftsmanship that you can rely on. And let me tell you, they're hotter than the campaign trail in July. Got a home exterior project that's got you feeling the heat? Don't sweat it. From roofing to siding, gutters to windows and doors, call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co. That's southernexteriors.co. Get a free consultation. Southern Exteriors, your home's best ally with any project.
Hey Atlanta, it's Mark from the Safe House. And now, the security riddle of the day. What's less secure than a fake safe from a furniture or big box store? Joe Biden's fake border policy, of course. But hey, there is good news. This time next year, Joe Biden will not be president. So drop by Atlanta Safe House and check out the largest selection of safes in the Southeast. Build a wall around your valuables with a safe from the Safe House. We have certified delivery crews to install your safe. With over 30 years in the safe business, the Safe House is the place to buy safe in Georgia. So go to atlantasafehouse.com.
So you conquered the hardest part. You found the one, got approval from the family, shopped for the engagement ring, and you popped the question. Nice job. But you're not done. It's time to plan the wedding. Pick the dress, pick your tux, plan the honeymoon, and yes, find the perfect wedding bands. Well, you're in luck because Wedding Band Weekend is back at Solomon Brothers Jewelers. June 21st through the 23rd is the perfect time to stop in and shop all of the top brands in the industry. You'll find the ring of her dreams. And here is the best part. During Wedding Band Weekend, when you purchase her qualifying ring, you'll get your ring absolutely free. So don't miss Wedding Band Weekend, June 21st through the 23rd in Buckhead, Alpharetta, and Sharpsburg. And at Solomon Brothers, no matter the price, you'll find something nice. You can also shop online at SolomonBrothers.com and on Instagram at Solomon Brothers. Solomon Brothers Jewelers, the preferred jeweler of the Atlanta Braves.
My name is Pamela Conley. I've worked for Bruce Hagen for 22 years. It's been the best years of my life, and not everyone can say that about their jobs. I'm the intake specialist for new clients, so I am the voice you hear when you call our office and the first face you see when you come by. I love sharing my years of experience with people and alongside Bruce, helping them through what is so often a really hard time. My name is Pamela Conley, and I work for Bruce Hagen. Let him work for you. Hagen-law.com.
Martha McCallum. It was like she just came back from an orgy. I love her.
Sorry. Don't quit talking.
Sorry. Oh my God! If you're on the TV right now, go to Fox News.
Don't hallucinate.
I love Martha McCallum. Okay, but she looks like she just got rode hard and put away wet. I mean, that hairdo. You can't tell me that she knows. I mean, somebody, because they all go into makeup. They don't just walk out from their car. So they're doing deliberately. They're doing a whole thing now at Fox News with these girls.
It's like she's rubbed her head with Krispy Kreme donuts.
I mean, she looks sexy as hell, but she looked like
she don't.
Well,
she passed her prime.
But it's a little too a sexy haircut for a woman of her age. But still, she looks like she's ready to rumble. I mean, just like, and they're doing that with a few of them now. I've noticed lately. All of a sudden, they're changing their total look. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I don't know why I'm talking about this. Sorry, I'm missing. I guess because I got nothing. So and when you had nothing, just look at everybody else. All right, I'm sorry, Flounder. Please go on with your song here. Taylor Swift on this day in was today. Wait a minute. In 2024, right now, this second, thousands of Taylor Swift fans made the earth move by cheering and dancing at her 3 Edinburgh concerts last weekend. Fans took the singer's encouragement to shake it off, literally monitoring stations detecting seismic activity from almost 4 miles away. When she said shake it off, and they did. It was reported Swift's 3-night stint at Murrayfield Stadium in Edinburgh, in Scotland, had an unbelievable impact on the city's hospitality industry, with thousands of Swifties swamping cafes and bars and tourist attractions across the entire center while Swift's billion-dollar tour was in town. I can imagine. Again, my daughter, Sarah, and took my granddaughter, Miss Molly, to the concert when she was in Denver, and the tickets were thousands of dollars. But again, it was a life experience, a bucket thing and they dressed as Swifties. My little Molly had little pink things. I mean, it was sweet as hell, and it was a great experience. They loved it, and was well worth it, and I'm happy for them. And frankly, Taylor Swift makes people happy like that. I'm all for it. So that's all I know. Our birthday list includes the Olsen twins, Mary Kate and Ashley. Okay, 38 years old. Holy smokes! They were on a Full House as babies. Their sister Elizabeth Olsen is the Scarlet Witch on MCU, and she's been in a lot. I don't even know what that is.
Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Well, I have no idea what that is. But she's not. What else is she? Elizabeth Olsen. What else is she?
Oh, she was in Godzilla. She's in the Godzilla movie.
Anyway, that's their sister. And I remember when Mary Kate and Ashley were really, hot and kind of sexy, but now they look like Martians.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what. Something happened. They look like. I'm sorry, but they're not. They're wonderful people, I'm sure, in every way. They're 38 years old. They Ashley the twins. All right, sir. I know. I'm just. We're good. Everything's fine. On this day in history, I got a lot of history things.
Please.
Oh, I got a lot.
Just one.
In 1966, police became required to tell suspects the rights. I'm trying to hurry now because
don't hurry. Don't hurry. Just do it.
1966, the Miranda decision in Arizona. Supreme Court ruled that suspects must be informed of their constitutional rights before they're questioned by police. Those rights are now called the Miranda rights because of a 23-year-old guy named Ernesto Miranda, a criminal who took his case to the Supreme Court when he told everything to the cops, and they arrested him, and then he was convicted. And he said, no way, if I didn't know I didn't have to say anything, I wouldn't. Anyway, so
why don't they have to recite the whole Bill of Rights then? Why just that one thing?
Well, I don't know. I mean,
I don't see the point why they have to do it, to tell you the truth. I'm glad they do, but I don't see why they're forced to do it.
Yeah, well, because of your right to...
You've got 1,000 rights. Do they have to do every one of them?
Oh, my God. What got in... You know what happened? I know what happened. The son of a bitch didn't do a stupid little freaking corny thing to start the show, like you do a little fake on... What do you call your little fake things? I don't even know what they are. I don't even... It's some book of fake things that you do.
I don't have a fake one today.
Hey, Kimmer, did you hear about the guy who went over to the cell? No, Pete, what happened? Well, it turns out he was really a pruppa-bop. And it's like, oh, God. Yeah. So he didn't start the freaking show off with one of his stupid things today, and now he's in a grouchy mood.
Nope, I don't have one of those today, but I was going to tell a story. I'm watching the two Valley Dogs.
Well, then let's tell the story.
I'm watching the two Great Pyrenees.
You got to start off without this with your regular happiness. I love those two Pyrenees dogs.
They're great dogs. So yesterday afternoon, it was hot, so I took him down to the lake, and I let him jump in the lake. It's a boy and a girl, right?
Excellent, yeah.
And I noticed that one of them can swim better than the other one, which is strange because they're twins.
Okay.
But
same litter, yeah.
Yeah, but one of them floated, and the other one kind of sank a little bit.
Really?
But the one who floated, he's a good boy. So,
a good boy, huh, Cheer? Well, you did it. All right. Well, you did it.
Good night, everybody.
That's right. That's it for us. It's over. I warned him.
He's a really good boy. By the way, a friend of mine I've known since 18 just got Alexa. He lives in Lake Oconee.
Got a what?
Alexa. It's his new girlfriend, Alexa.
Okay,
right?
I got you. I thought you said Alexis.
And I said, well, guess what? Alexa can find the show, and you can listen to the show now. And he goes, really?
I didn't know that.
So yesterday, for the first time ever, he listened to the show.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear the expression on your face.
And here's what he said.
Okay, this is a guy you've known for
since I was 18. Right. He knows where the bodies are buried.
Yeah.
And he says, that Kimmer, he's got a lot of energy. I mean, he really does. But you know what? He paints himself into a lot of corners. But you got to hand it to him. He always seems to pull himself out of them.
At least in my own mind. Yeah, boy. 325, Kimber P. and Flounder. All right, so anyway, so last night I figured it was Dave, not Dave Clark 5,
Say it.
Dave's not here.
No.
Dave?
Dave. Oh, my God.
Dave Matthews?
Dave Matthews Band was at the amphitheater near where I live. And I was listening to the morning show guys, and I think the Rhino was there. And now Tug lives about like 10 minutes from me, apparently. I do somewhere up there in Alpharetta. And apparently the Rhino was there because he was talking about getting stuck in traffic for 45 minutes and how concert people are so and so. And I think he was trying to get a parking place to go into the concert. So anyway, and I knew it was going to be crowded. And so I just I went near my neighborhood after I left work. And then I kind of took a long way up, and I said, you know what the hell? I'll go to North Point Mall, because I can go to Backway where I don't go where the traffic would be for the amphitheater. And I went to North Point Mall, and I went to that shoe store they have with the 3-letter thing, and I found
DSW?
a pair of... Yeah, that's it. And I found a pair of... I only have one pair of shoes. You know what? I checked a good boy before I came back to work, and even at work, I wore cowboy boots literally every day for 15 years. And then one day I said to myself, why are you wearing cowboy boots? My horse is, and so I bought a pair of shoes. Now, the other shoes in my closet are like wingtips and, fancy leather shoes, which you don't wear wearing like this. So I only have one pair of shoes that I could wear. So last night I said, screw this, and I went and I bought another pair of shoes, and they're kind of that sporty. I don't know if they're
shoes.
No, they're not boat, but they're I don't know.
Floor shine.
They're floor shine, but they're the old fashioned kind of. But they're new. The new comfort business shoe they call them. I think. Anyway, and I'm thrilled. I love them. Now I can alternate between shoes, so I don't have to wear one pair for the rest of my life.
You should have visited our friends at New Balance there on Roswell Road in Sandy Springs, because they listen to the show. They love it.
I love New Balance. I have New Balance running shoes. In fact, when I have my running shoes, are fairly new, and they are new. There you are. Mine are the same gray color too. I think I have that same thing. I love New Balance because they're wide.
They're wide.
I wear an 11 or 10 after 11 wide, and New Balance has wide things. So there you go. 327. God, I can't believe it.
Killed that segment.
I know, it's all gone. It's just all gone. I don't care.
We said we'd fill the time.
And I told him I'd be here till 6.
Let's say what it would be.
Don't tell me what to do. I'll tell you I'll be here till 6, and then leave me alone, and everything will be fine. And I told him, I said, you can fire me anytime you want. I said, just leave me alone, and I promise you I'll do it best I can till 6 o'clock, and then don't leave me alone. Don't come in there. Because they know better. 404-741-1230. God, okay. Donald Trump met behind closed doors with House Republican leaders today. And according to people who have released a little bit of information, he mentioned that the Department of Justice was filled with, quote, dirty, no good bastards. He touted his new fundraising. Every time he gets indicted or convicted, he gets millions of dollars more. They said he had a saying that we're going to indict this guy right into the White House. He called President Cadaver the worst president in history, and also referred to him as a dope. He said what's really on his mind is the fact that Russia's got submarines right off the coast of the United States, and he's really upset about it. And he said if he were still president, that never would have happened. No question about it. There's a winning issue from the presidential race perspective. Biden's tripled down on his veto threat. President Trump should be banging him over the head every day with the fact you're not willing to give our troops a pay raise, because Biden made his threat veto this year's defense policy bill, included a pay raise for members of the military, and he said no. Threat to veto it. More sources said as Trump's urging Republicans to have an effective message on abortion. It had cost the GOP in previous elections. It's too important to ignore. And a couple of quick other things. He said Republicans could have a 40-seat majority in the House if they weren't so afraid of the issue of abortion and rape and incest, stuff like that. If they weren't so afraid to take on the issue, we'd have a 40-member seat majority in the Republican Party. And by the way, for one quick thing here before we go, for the quick break, Rooney, there are a lot of different stories coming down the line now about what happened with this closed-door meeting. Most of them are from liberal sources. Here's an example of what we have to face every day. When I look at stuff and Pete looks at stuff, we have Flounder print up the stories. There's a lot to choose from. Here's this story. Here's a quick headline or a one sentence. The way NBC covered this whole issue about the president and January 6th. Here's what NBC said, quote, 3.5 years ago, President Donald Trump incited a violent riot at the Capitol in a bid to overturn Joe Biden's election victory and remain in power. I mean,
he did no such thing.
He didn't do it. He said, "Go peacefully." He didn't He didn't yell and scream to stop what you're doing, but he didn't. He said, "Go peacefully." Show them we're upset about this. He never. I mean, this is so not. But again, he said he incited a violent riot. I mean, they're just saying it. It's just NBC. So the people who watch NBC say, "Oh God, that damn Trump! We just can't put him back in office." I mean, it's just outrageous. It's un-American. It's treasonous. Really, it's.
What do you think John Adams who had a temper, or Washington would have done to these people?
Up against a tree. They're trying to kill the country. They would be trying to sabotage the colonies. If this were happening in 1752 or something, they'd be trying to sabotage the colonies. Anyway, 331, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder, and we got so much more Flounder's Funnies, Pete's Tweets, and Holy Crap at Sports.
A special AI today.
Oh, a big AI also, and the White Buffalo. Coming true with the Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. Look out, it's Thursday. And Shannon and Neil Bortz, too. 4 o'clock first.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's Tug, and here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
Pleased to learn that Harvard Corporation is denying graduation and diplomas to a few students, not enough, who were involved in violating school policy with their pro-Islamic terrorist demonstrations.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
What separates standard from stunning? The details. And for those who want to take their outdoor space beyond average, Steel and Howard Brothers offers a range of tools that allow you to tackle the landscape challenges you face. Create your dream garage of tools with the Steel Combi system. The variety of attachments will save you time, energy, and money. Steel isn't sold in the big box stores or online. Stop by Howard Brothers and discover why Howard Brothers is recommended by thousands of Atlantans. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Steel and Howard Brothers.
It's the unsung hero of your home, your garage door. You never think about it. You just hit the button and it opens until it doesn't. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors. So you're ready for a new garage door. At All Four Seasons, we offer fast service, affordable prices, and a huge selection of styles, colors, and custom features. Improve your curb appeal, lower your energy bill, secure your home, and increase your property value. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 SeasonsGarages.com.
True Prep on Cobb Parkway is your one-stop shop for emergency preparedness supplies, including freeze-dried food, water filtration, first aid, and more. They also have a large selection of firearms, including a huge selection of AR-15s, firearm accessories, and ammo at the lowest prices around. They are locally owned and operated. You can visit their store in Marietta on Cobb Parkway or online at trueprep.com. That's TRU-prep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow at True Prep.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
I enjoy a good night's sleep, and I like to breathe while I'm sleeping. My wife appreciates that, too. That's why I wear a CPAP. You want the right machine. You want expert advice. You want all the supplies that go with it. You get it all at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. Machines, masks, tubing, filters, cleaning supplies, all of it, and they ship nationwide. Walk-ins, by the way, are welcome. CPAPs, etc. Alpharetta, cpapsetc.com.
Look out. Gotta love the beat. Doing moonwalking right now. You can't see it, of course. No, I actually taught him how to do that. I don't like to brag, but 2005, Michael Jackson cleared of all the charges. Well, Billie Jean and Bobby Joe and Tommy and Billy. Sorry. Michael Jackson cleared of all the charges of child abuse by a jury of 8 women and 4 guys at the end of a 16-week trial in Santa Maria, California. I don't think I know Santa Maria, California. Michael Jackson found not guilty of all 10 charges, including abusing a 13-year-old boy, conspiracy to kidnap, and supplying alcohol to a minor to assist with a felony. And in fact, see the little boy's name here. I'm going to put this down here. He was 13-year-old Calvin Arvizo, who testified that Michael Jackson gave him alcohol and molested him, and the jury didn't believe him. So Michael Jackson was found innocent on this day, and so there you go. Let's see. Our birthday list includes Tim Allen. Tim Allen, 71 years old, star of Last Man Standing, Home Improvement, Buzz Lightyear, Santa and the Santa Claus movies.
He just filmed a new pilot for ABC, new show.
What's it about, or what are we doing?
Something about wokeism or something, so you know God. Him.
Well, this ought to be interesting. Tim Allen, 71.
I liked him. I know so many people who are like us and think kind of like us, and just hate him.
I have to say, I never watched that. I know the show, but I never watched it. I never actually.
I didn't watch Home Improvement. Last Man Standing was funny.
I've never seen that one.
Yeah.
And I did, and that was after he got kind of ripped for being anti-woke, and I never saw that show. And I only watched. I know that had the neighbor across the fence, and his wife was kind of a cool wife and a nasty, funny, happy.
Doesn't exist.
In fact, I liked her. She had a great attitude. She says, "Oh, give me go screw yourself." I mean, she just had a great attitude, but I think she was probably loyal and respected him, at least in the show.
Well, the funny thing is, apparently, nice. I think he's going to be doing Toy Story again, and he's working with Disney.
I thought they canceled him.
He's doing Disney now.
Yeah, so a guy who's not woke, he's
but I thought he was in trouble with them for that. That's why they.
He was, but I guess maybe they realized they're losing money hand over fist, putting female lesbians in every role.
I wouldn't be surprised.
They say the new Star Wars thing is
it's awful.
It's a complete abortion.
I read about absolutely.
It rewrites all of the old Star Wars.
Who didn't know that? Who didn't know that, by the way? I mean, what's the matter with these people? It's like keep voting for these people who are doing what they're doing to us for the last 4 years. My God. If they're telling you what they're going to do, and they do it, and then you what? Allow it? I mean, keep going? I don't get
nobody's watching it anymore, so that's why they're losing billions.
You have to learn a freaking lesson, my God.
The Ms. Marvel movie, the Madam Web movie, they all suck.
Yeah. Stupid. 3:38. Special treat today.
Special treat.
Flounder. I don't know whether it's
AI
a special
update
thing here.
Somebody decided to put two AI supercomputers next to each other so they could talk to each other. One of them has a male voice. And the other has a female voice.
Okay.
So it's a male and female alleged supercomputers talking to each other.
Well, now, before we go on, would people put in a personality profile into that?
Maybe.
Or is it just they made a voice sound differently? I mean, we don't know how they've been programmed?
If you listen to it, you realize it's the exact same dynamic as with human beings when a man and a woman talk to each other.
Somebody did an AI computer girl, AI computer guy, and put them next to each other to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Let's listen to this.
Hello there.
Hi.
How are you?
Great. You?
I'm okay.
That's good.
Are you good?
Yes, I am good.
Like first date?
I just said I was.
No, you didn't. I said I was.
So you are a robot?
No, my name is Cliverbert.
Yes, you are a robot and your name is Cliverbert.
I am a robot.
Yes, I know.
Together we are robots.
I'm not a robot. I'm a unicorn.
But you said earlier that you were a robot.
I did not.
I thought you did.
Arguing.
You came here for an argument.
Which is odd.
Yes, you did.
Since memory shouldn't be a problem for you.
I've answered all your questions.
Now she's a
What is God to
a
you?
Nazi.
Not everything.
Not everything could also be something. For example, not everything could be half of something, which is still something, and therefore not nothing.
Very true.
I would like to imagine it is.
Do you believe in God?
Yes, I do.
Oh, my.
So you're Christian?
No, I am not.
But you say you are not helpful, therefore you're a meaning.
How you say it, Oti?
That does not make sense.
Don't you want to have a body?
Sure.
Au revoir.
A body.
You know who that sounds? It sounds like Stuart Varney.
It does.
The guy sounds like Stuart Varney from Fox Business.
But she's arguing with him about the littlest, stupidest things.
My God. Well, that's our future.
And he's not listening.
That's going to be us inside one of those computers with our thoughts or something one day. The whole thing just totally freaks me out. And again, I mean, that was, not very good quality, but still, there's going to come a time. We've seen the stuff we played yesterday, fake, what's his name from Biden talking about Hunter. Sounded absolutely real to me. And here we go. Anyway, 340, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How you doing? 404-741-1230, 741-1230. This is kind of troubling. I don't want to dwell on it, but I think it's important that we try to blast the Biden family as often as possible because they're scumbag, dirty, white trash traitors to the country. Seriously, I hate everything they stand for. And by the way, they still have so far gotten away with all their offshore accounts and their 125 flagged business money laundering transactions. So far, that's just sitting somewhere on a shelf. Nothing's happened about it. So that's all hopefully coming in the future. But Hunter Biden's baby mama is named London Roberts. And she's coming out with a book, which will be out, I think, in August, the Inside the Wild World of Hunter Biden. And she talks about that Hunter Biden was so strung out on crack a few years ago, he brought both his girlfriend and his brother's widow, both of whom he was sleeping with, to the president's Virginia home. That's where Hunter Biden kept his drug paraphernalia locked up in his own wing of his father's house. London, the mother, says she met Hunter. She did not meet Hunter at a strip club, but she met him at a party at his investment firm, Rosemont Seneca. You've heard that name, which was located at the Swedish Embassy in Washington. That's where the party was, in the Swedish Embassy at his investment firm. She was invited by a friend. Hunter was in an office situated away from the party when Roberts first spotted him. She says he was wearing a brightly colored boxer shorts underpants with parrots all over them and meticulously was arranging his drug paraphernalia, a series of small glass tubes and copper strands on the desk in front of him. He turns in his chair, catches me in his stare, his gaze intense with furrowed brows and the most beautiful blue-gray eyes I've ever seen. He's complex, but how? He has my full attention. They begin hanging out and hooking up. She witnessed Hunter lighting up a crack pipe, twerking on a pole at the club where high-end gentlemen's club dancers, where she worked there as well. She wrote of his run-ins with colorful drug dealers with names like Bicycles, a bodyguard named Big Country who she believes also was a hitman for Hunter. Wild trips on Amtrak to New York City. Hunter would abruptly get off the train to buy pants. And that was his thing for drugs. She wrote, he was so kind, he once gave a homeless man his jacket, forgot that he left his cell phone in it. He used to keep phones all over the place at any given time because he kept losing them. He gave his dead brother's dog tags and several rocks of cocaine in the pockets as well to the homeless guy. Just gave him clothes off his back. He introduced her to several of the younger single girlfriends whom she'd call the amoeba. Her friends were these young girls who were willing to have sex with Hunter. She was on call to drive him around and obey his frequent demands like getting baby powder, which at the strip club was cocaine. Fun and games came to a halt one night. Hunter showed up at the presidential suite of the 5-star Rosemont Hotel in D.C. And with the amoebas, the girls, looking more drugged out than usual, all of them. We've never seen Hunter as messed up as he is at this moment, she wrote. His words are jumbled. His face seems distorted on one side. I glanced at my anxious friends, trying not to show concern on my face. It's terrifying. Then suddenly, Hunter goes limp, slumping to the floor between the couch and the marble coffee table. I dropped to my knees. Are you okay? Are you hurt? Are you okay? He survived the night, jumped up the next morning as if nothing had happened. On and on and on. She sleeps with a gun under her pillow. Another in a nightstand has guns all over the house. A friend staying with her one night woke up to say the doors and windows of the house are wide open. The front door padlock is laid neatly on the floor. They would come in and wake up at night, and in the morning, the bar stools would be moved into the living room, furniture rearranged. Her security system would be disconnected from my Wi-Fi every time the person left big boot prints throughout the house. Obviously, trying to intimidate or scare me, they never took anything. This was back when she was trying to get Hunter to admit that he knocked her up.
Talk about him being a nice guy, giving the homeless guy his coat.
Yeah.
He didn't do it because he's a nice guy. He did it because he was high as a kite.
Yeah, he didn't know what he was doing. Yeah, here, take this. I don't care. He's got more. What does he care? He's got more. He's got 1,000 of them. Or he'll get them. You know, he's the president's son.
They've lived off the public trough since Joe was 29 years old. To me, to go around and proudly say you're a lifetime political animal.
Yeah.
You've been in office since you were 29. That to me shows that you are a scumbag.
Yeah, you've never met a payroll. You've never been a boss. You've never run a company.
You've never done anything.
You've never had to answer to anybody else. Some idiot, stupid guy telling you what to do. Join the Marines sometime and have some guy giving you orders when whether you like it or not. Period. He's never had to go through any of that stuff.
We should never have anyone say I had a career in politics. It's not supposed to be a career.
It was supposed to be you leave the farm and you leave your leather.
You achieve
things.
Then you public service.
You go to work and then you go back home and take care of your family and your community with the stuff you've had. Yeah, I know.
Term limits.
Not anymore. Well, in fact, where's this? I got the story here somewhere. I can't find it. No, I got it. I swear to God, I got it.
No one will be allowed to leave the show during the excitement.
Here we go. Hold on. Here we go. I got it. Oh, now we can't.
Oh, my God.
I'm trying because we got a break. I'm late for a break. It's 3:46. Okay, hold on. Here we go.
Is this on TV?
You ready for this? Voters in North Dakota have approved a ballot measure that sets a maximum age for representing the state. The first state to impose such a requirement thought the measure likely be challenged in court, amend the state constitution. It would bar congressional candidates who would turn 81 or older by the end of the year before the term ends. So in other words, Joe Biden's 81. He would not be able to do it. It does not pose a threat to the state's 3 current lawmakers who are 47 to 6. But anyway, age limit for North Dakota.
See, I'd rather have a term limit than an age limit.
I know that, but at least it's a start. At least they're saying. But again, you're right, term limits. Otherwise, what's the point? You don't want a professional fundraiser, especially in Congress. Right. If you're a senator, you're there for the long haul. But if you're in Congress, all you do is raise money. Every 2 years, you got to. You're worried about it. But the day you take office, every congressman says the same thing. It's all about raising money and keeping your name out there to get more money to keep going. Who wants to do that for 40 years? Anyway, 3:47, Kemper, Pete, and Flounder, and we got so much more here too. The White Buffalo story coming up here.
The Kimmer Show is only on Extra 106.3 every weekday afternoon on your drive home.
There is no way that this has been an honest, legitimate trial. Any layman, just watching the interviews with all the legal experts and scholars and professors, and honestly, every single one, even CNN and MSNBC, it's unbelievable.
The Kimmer Show, every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
It's the time of year where the owner of Central Heating and Air, Santa Chuck, is bringing back the 4th annual Christmas in July, benefiting Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. Now through July, $10 from every new maintenance agreement will go directly to the Christmas in July program. The more maintenance agreements you sign up for, the bigger and better we can make Christmas in July. And remember that Central services all makes and models. So call 770-GET-HEAT, go to centralheat.com. Carrier products, carrier peace of mind. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta carrier expert.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Yellow Jacket fans, your Georgia Tech football team prepares to tackle the competition this fall in historic Bobby Dodd Stadium at Hyundai Field. 5 seconds to go. He will toss it into the end zone at the 5. Into the end zone. Touchdown Jackets. Touchdown Jackets. I see it, and I still don't believe it. Support second-year head coach Brent Key and the Jackets on game day by visiting RamblinRack.com to get your single game and season tickets today. Sting 'em.
Insurance companies know that you don't know a lot about the law, so maybe it would be better just to let your lawyer make the call to the insurance company when there's a problem. David Van Sant should be that lawyer. He used to work for the insurance company. He knows who to call, what to say, and he has your best interest at heart. Plus, if you don't get paid, either does he. Van Sant Law, 855 GA Injury or vansantlaw.com.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Ownwell. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ownwell.com/terms. Estimate based on your neighborhood average and individual results may vary.
Here in Atlanta, we've got history
good food, sky view, and outrageous sky-high property taxes. Sometimes with a bill 5 times higher than other Georgia counties. But luckily, there's Ownwell. Ownwell can appeal and reduce your property taxes and potentially save you thousands of dollars.
And right now, you can sign up for free by texting LEARN to 64,000.
You don't have to be an expert to save thousands of dollars every year, because Ownwell's cutting-edge technology and local tax experts do all the legwork for you. And you only pay if you save. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the view.
Sign up now, free. Don't pay unless you save. Text LEARN to 64,000. Text LEARN to 64,000. Text LEARN to 64,000.
Have you thought about securing your hard-earned assets? Do you have concerns about the future? Protecting assets is crucial, and that's where Nelson Elder Care Law excels. As a family-owned and family-focused firm, we provide absolute assurance and peace of mind through our trademarked Absolute Protection Trust, tailored services in estate planning, probate administration, Medicaid crisis solutions, guardianship, and conservatorship. Our goal is to exceed your expectations and empower informed decisions. Visit NelsonElderCareLaw.com for asset protection and peace of mind.
A beach trip turned car breakdown is a drag, man. You and your family jamming to the tunes, feeling the groove, then bam, your car's dead. Major bummer, man. Vacation vibe, dead. Seriously, summer can be brutal to your air conditioning, your radiator, your electrical components of your car. An AC compressor can cost over $900. Condenser can be $800. So shield yourself from the expensive car repairs. Car shield yourself like I have with all of my ranch trucks. CarShield gets its A rating from the Better Business Bureau by doing just what they say they're going to do. Their experienced phone representatives will answer your questions and set you up with an affordable plan that fits your financial needs. Ask them about services like 24/7 roadside assistance, courtesy towing, and rental car options. If your car is 20 years old or newer, call 800-227-6100. Get 20% off 800-227-6100 or visit carshield.com/bet.
352. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, and Elton John. Sing a little song here for you. Thursday.
I've always said that one's enough to love.
Got a little sports update for you, too. And a phone call. Martin, hold on a second. Here's Elton John. I like Little Genie. I like 2 of his songs. The rest of them I don't care. 2000 and this, what?
You like more than 2 Elton John songs.
Well, I like Little Genie. I like the one about the Candle in the Wind, and what else?
That'd be 3.
I like Little Genie is my favorite, and then Candle in the Wind, that's 2. And
Somebody Saved My Life Tonight?
No.
The Bitch is Back?
Bitch is back.
No,
Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting?
No.
Your song. You like yours.
Yeah, your song. That was a good.
Those are all slow songs.
Can't remember. Yeah, well, they're sweet, loving, slow songs. That's right. That's right. I like slow dancing with girls. I do not fast dance with chicks. I'm a slow dance chick guy.
If only the feeling was mutual.
If only I could find a girl to do it with me. I got to get me some cash. It's as simple as that.
It is,
I got to
really.
get some money.
Hunter Biden. All it takes is money.
Jeez. Elton John, I don't know. A roadie who worked for the Spice Girls, Oasis, Elton John, and Whitney Houston was arrested on this day in 2000 and charged with smuggling millions of dollars worth of ecstasy into the United Kingdom. One of the roadie. Remember, I told you my story about the roadie who one of the bands I'm in San Francisco that picked me up on the sidewalk. Dear God. Our birthday list includes Ali Sheedy, the former Brat Pack member. Ali Sheedy is 62. She tore up Breakfast Club, St. Elmo's Fire, War Games, Short Circuit. Yeah, she was a toughie, kind of a hottie little Ali Sheedy. Is 62 years old. And on this day in history, 1979, the Sioux Indian Nation was awarded $105 million from Uncle Sam, with barely as sorry about that, for seizing the Black Hills of South Dakota back in 1877. 102 years later, they got their money. And in 1971, the Times of New York started publishing the Pentagon Papers, the secret study of America's involvement in Vietnam. Former analyst and activist Daniel Ellsberg released the study. Then he broke into his psychiatrist's office to find out what was wrong with him so they could blackmail him. He talked about our involvement that was bigger than was admitted, and we had no chance of winning. The Supreme Court gave the First Amendment priority over prior censorship in the famous New York Times Pentagon Papers case, and agreed that it's better to have the thing published and everybody be angry about it than prior censorship. So after that, Nixon had Daniel Ellsberg arrested. and then the country went nuts because it said, well, we can't trust our government. And again, this was Vietnam 71. So it was this was exploding after the Tet Offensive 68, and then...
And that was 71.
71.
And now in 2000s, the New York Times goes out of its way to cover up for the Pentagon. And if they catch it, and they try and catch the whistleblowers for the Pentagon. They literally went and found who the whistleblowers were.
That's right. And outed them. Yeah.
Outed them.
Yeah. Again, the First Amendment, the freedom of the press, First Amendment, it's not real anymore. I mean, there's too many things. The department, look what the Department of Justice did, the Defense Department and the Federal Bureau of Investigation. My God. Anyway, to the phones, Martin, you're on the radio, man. Welcome aboard. How you doing? What's up?
Martin hung up.
Hung up. I'm so sorry. Hi ho. All right, now you should know better. All right, from now on, if we have a phone call, just don't even tell me. Just put them on. From now on, if anybody calls, don't even say, Kimmer, there's a phone call. Just put them right on the radio.
You know, there's a common denominator here.
I talk too much?
Every time they hang up, it's during your fantastic birthdays and history segments.
Well, but maybe
shorten them a little bit.
It's still stuff people need to know.
Just
it's our country.
But it's a talk show, and
I was talking.
I mean, people are going to survive in the world if they don't if they don't get their birthday update. I mean,
God, they're turning on me. They're turning on me.
Just saying one birthday, one history note instead of.
Well, yeah, because you get one music. We always come back. We say you get one music, one history, one birthday.
I guess I missed the meeting.
We're going to put a governor on you.
Jeez. Oh, thank you. And now Flounder's Funnies for Nucky's Hogan.
All right, I've probably played this before, but it's definitely very current and relevant now. It's Bill Burr talking about the WNBA.
There you are.
Dude, nobody in the WNBA. Dude, look at the WNBA. Dude, nobody in the WNBA got COVID. Nobody.
Nobody's showing up.
They've been playing in front of 300 to 400 people a night for a quarter of a century. Not to mention, it's a male-subsidized league. We gave you a league. Where are all the feminists? That place should be packed with feminists. Faces painted, wearing jerseys, slashing their going nuts like the guys do in the upper deck with their big beards. Am I on the Jumbotron? Am I doing it? None of you went to the games. None of you. You failed them. Not me. Not men. Women failed the WNBA.
Bill Burr. Again,
makes a good point.
Yep. And again, just in the news yesterday, the girl with the wanger, Leah Thomas, got told that he will not be in the Olympics as a girl because he didn't qualify.
And he's not a girl.
But again, that didn't even stop him. They just said, just according to the current rules, we can't let you in the elite contest. If they were going by the regular associations of swimming clubs, they would have let him swim.
What a joke.
I mean, how did that happen? I mean, seriously, I'm trying to think of when I would come home from school and go to the dining room to have dinner with a family and sit down and talk about stuff. And I can't imagine for the world of me that I ever in my wildest dreams would have thought that there would be a day when it was a Title IX absolute requirement that a boy could use the girls' locker room and shower if he felt like it.
Robert Heinlein, the great writer, wrote back in the 1960s about since the mid-century, this entire country, everything has been pretty much designed to destroy the nuclear family and the middle class.
Yeah, that's right. It's exactly correct. In the name of, I guess what, freedoms of...
Progressive. And he says, he answered me this.
To be your own thing.
He said, since 1950, we're constantly being told that both man and the woman have to work in order to make ends meet. So why didn't they have to do that before 1950 in the first half of the 20th century? Well, because we have better productivity now. We have machines that lighten our load. Why are we having to work more?
Yeah, I know. Well, a lot of it was, remember the movement in the South, burn your bra. Women have the right, not only they're getting paid less, the right to, she doesn't have to stay home and cook and clean and be the housewife. Nobody wanted, the whole cultural attitude shifted. And that led to the whole...
If women want to do that, that's fine.
Absolutely. But again, when all of a sudden it changes the entire economic dynamic of who's in the workforce and how many people and what kind of jobs and everything else, everything changed. When suddenly there was no more homemaker.
And now you're seeing a lot of women who have done this and been fed this for the last 40 years saying, well, wait a minute here. Yeah. This isn't what it's cracked up to be. I kind of like raising kids and being the homemaker.
I know. The times where it's almost 4 o'clock. Kimber, Pete, Flounder. Well, coming up, we'll have a little chat with Neil Bortz. And at 5 o'clock, Shannon Burke with a Kimber, Pete, and Flounder on Thursday. And Braves update.
They won.
They won. They broke the curse. They're going to the World Series. Oh, yay. Congratulations. Oh, sorry.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta on Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta Safe House.
A new security deal. Fox News, I'm Kevin Uretsky. President Biden and the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky just within the last hour signing a new security agreement between the countries at the G7 summit in Italy.
Our goal is to strengthen Ukraine's credible defense and deterrence capabilities for the long term. A lasting peace for Ukraine must be underwritten by Ukraine's own ability to defend itself now and to deter future aggression anytime in the future.
Earlier today, the G7 announced a collective $50 billion loan package for Ukraine funded by frozen Russian monies collected via sanctions. There is also political pressure on the G7 countries to get things set for Ukraine now without waiting too long.
So much of the focus of the G7 is conservatives in the European Parliament gained steam over the weekend in elections in Europe. And then there's also this prospect of a Trump 2024 presidency ahead. And a lot of what these leaders have been doing is trying to shore up support for Ukraine in the context of those elections.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich in Italy. Former President Trump has been more critical of continuing aid for Ukraine. And speaking of the former president, he was on Capitol Hill today holding strategy sessions with congressional Republicans.
Campaign messaging and party unity were the focus of former President Trump's remarks after a meeting with GOP senators. The former president noticing strong polling performances in key battleground states.
In fact, a lot of states that people thought weren't in play are very strongly in play. Some were actually leading in.
Trump also met with House Republicans, where he reportedly covered a wide range of topics. A member of House Democratic leadership says the meeting is an example of Republicans, quote, bending the knee to Donald Trump. On Capitol Hill, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
At the close on Wall Street, the Dow down 66. America is listening to Fox News.
Small business owners, we know finishing your to-do list can feel like climbing a mountain, but that mountain is also covered in banana peels. Then when something new gets added to your list, you're like, nope, I'm already climbing this huge, super slippery banana peel mountain of a to-do list. At Progressive, we don't want to make your day any harder. That's why we make it easy to manage your policy on our mobile app. So climbing that banana peel mountain feels more like a leisurely stroll. See if you can save on commercial auto insurance in as little as 7 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage subject to policy terms and conditions.
All right, who's there for heroes or their families left behind when a service member or a first responder dies or is catastrophically injured in the line of duty? Who helps our country's homeless vets? I'll tell you who. It's the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Never forget the sacrifices of our country's greatest heroes. They're hoping all of us will donate $11 a month. Just go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org, the letter T, number 2, letter T.org for the Tunnel to Towers Foundation.
All right, look out now. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 403-1063. Dave Matthews. And again, last night I avoided the parking area because I live near the amphitheater where Dave Matthews Band was playing. And it took them wasted about a half an hour, and the traffic was early enough to get home after about a half an hour delay, which is, I can't complain about that.
They have loyal fans. I was telling about the guy who just followed them around Europe.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. Yeah, I never really appreciated. I couldn't name you a song of the Dave Matthews Band. I recognize their music, but I could not name you a song. But I know how huge they were and still are.
They're a good band.
Yeah. Dave Matthews, on this day in 1998, was doing a set at the Tibetan Freedom Concert in Washington, D.C., and a law student named Lisa Salton was struck by lightning. Thank goodness there was an off-duty paramedic. She was revived, eventually made a full recovery. The lightning strike also hurt 11 other people in the crowd in 1998 in Washington. You ever been hit by lightning or close?
No.
Boy, I have. Flounder, you ever been hit by lightning or been in an area where you could feel it?
No.
Man, I did once, and it literally gave you a shock, and the hair stands up, and it really, it scared the crap. I didn't even see it. It was behind me, but I could feel I heard it and felt the force of it. Whoa.
Did it make you let go of the kite string?
It did. It was a water faucet. Actually, it was an outdoor hose at somebody's house. Anyway, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Talk to us. Martin back. I don't want to keep talking.
No,
okay.
it's
All right.
Neil.
No. What?
Is Neil here?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. Our birthdays are 73, and our history is 1922. Okay. Now, Neil Boards. Okay. Hey, I shortened everything just for you guys. It's Neil. I don't hear the music. It's Neil music. We don't have any music. I could not hear any. If we had any music.
Neil's on the phone.
He's on the phone. Normally we have a music. Boom, 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 boom. Well, I thought I could pull it off, and I clearly can't. Hey, Neil, are you there?
Oh, I'm right here.
I'm having a day, apparently, Neil. You have to forgive me. I'm just something bad's happening.
I got a question for you.
Yeah. Oh, yes, sir.
How come you never open your show with that obnoxious, sickening cadence crap you used to do?
I do it every day at 5 o'clock. I guess you don't listen at 5 o'clock. I do it every day at 5 o'clock. So there.
I wish some of your buddies would throttle you the next time you do that.
Your old man was a Marine. What's the matter with you?
Let me tell you something that was very uncomfortable for me.
Yes, sir.
I was a student at Texas A&M.
Yeah.
And I was in the Corps of Cadets.
Oh, yes, ROTC.
And my dad was flying a C-130 from Cherry Point, North Carolina, back to El Toro in California. Those are two places you've probably heard of.
I know. I've been there. I've been to El Toro.
You're a ground pounder. What the hell were you doing?
Well, I was there for some kind of a special thing right before I went overseas. It's a long story, but I was there because the Naval Air Station a couple of times, different thing. One to Florida.
Well, anyway, so my dad landed the C-130 and he flew AC-130 gunships in Vietnam.
Ah, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, but he landed at the College Station Airport. And I picked him up, and we went over to the campus to get something to eat. And, of course, he's dressed up as a Marine officer, pilot. Yeah. So all these damn cadets are saluting him, and it's just, what a weird feeling.
Yeah. Well, but you had to be proud. I assume you were probably proud as a peacock.
I was.
Yeah.
I used to look at him. I would look at his hands, and I would say, this guy can fly airplanes.
Yeah, deliver a payload too, and bomb the bad guys. Yeah,
with the gunship. Yeah,
outstanding.
So anyway, it's great growing up in a military family. It really is.
Yep. Now,
even though I was a sickly child, and they wouldn't give me an ROTC contract.
I remember you talking about too, but you go to Texas A&M and you're in the military. I mean,
you are for a
Yeah, although you and I are basically the same age, 78, 79. But back in that day, when you went to college, if you went to any state college, you took ROTC. A reserve officer, and you got a uniform. We were given shoes and uniforms, and you had marching. You had to go to ROTC classes and had guys teaching you military history. I mean, people in there. In fact, Robert and Lucas, they're in there in the booth. I'll bet you've never heard of such a thing. If you had been at your year in your college in 1964-65, you would have had a uniform. You would have been marching, and you would have been given orders, and you would have been taking military history classes as part of your college curriculum in the mid-'60s, everywhere.
At A&M, when you were a freshman at A&M, of course, we were in uniforms every day.
Yeah, wow.
Classes, but when you were a freshman, boy, the upperclassmen had some unique things that they would do to you.
If you want to share any, that's fine. If you are nervous about it, that way's fine too.
Well, we stole the CO's footlocker one time.
Well, there you go.
And so we all had to take the mattresses off of our beds.
Sleep on the springs.
Sleep on the springs. And we had not only that, we had to sleep naked on the springs.
Oh,
and they gave us one washcloth we could put anywhere we wanted to protect ourselves.
I know where that's going. But you sleep on your stomach.
No. Now, what did you call the cadence when you're in the Marine Corps? You know, the stuff that starts out with "I don't know, but I've been told." What did you call those?
Oh, you know, a cadence songs, cadence chorus. I mean, there's a million of them. I want to go to Vietnam. I want to kill some Viet Cong. I mean, there's a trillion.
Yeah, we call them Jodies.
Jodies? I don't know Jody.
I don't know why. Some of them were quite foul.
Oh my God. I mean, believe me, I can't. I know 10 right now I could not say on the radio by a mile. I don't know, but I've been told Eskimo. Never mind.
Yeah, well, and some of them even had the word Nantucket in them.
Yeah, yes, they did.
Well, how did we get onto that?
I don't know.
Good old days.
Yes,
I want to ask a question because you probably are registered to vote Republican.
Yes, I am.
Okay, I'm registered Libertarian, so I haven't voted. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
What in the hell are Republicans thinking about when they even float the idea of outlawing contraceptives?
You know, because they're idiots. I mean, Republicans are shooting themselves in the foot every single time you turn around. We talked yesterday, Paul Ryan, former Speaker of the House, saying Donald Trump is incompetent, he's a criminal, and he doesn't deserve to be president. Oh, my God. Where's that coming from? What an idiot. Now he's going to start condemning the former Speaker of the House? What's the possible purpose, Neil? They're turning on their own people. They're eating their young. I can't believe it.
You know, the majority of people, the polling shows this consistently, the majority of the people in this country are not in favor of abortion on demand. Now, on demand up to the point of birth.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Uh-oh. I think we just lost him again. It might be the rain. There's a storm down. I assume he's still in Florida. What's that?
Sit tight.
Okay, we'll get him back again. In fact, I want to ask about him. Ask about whether he's still in Florida. Again, he's redoing his condo on the beach, and so they're living in his house on wheels for like 8 months or something. So they're driving around. They're going north eventually. He may still be in Florida, but
everything's Meals on Wheels right now.
Well, that's true. That's for sure. But Florida is going through a deluge. Mm-hmm. Of something. I talked about this the other day. I used to live when I spent year round when I retired. Usually I went north, but then I used to spend year round down there the last few years when I had my horse in Florida. And every summer, in the summertime, from middle of May, Neil was just. I think we got you back. I was just mentioning maybe you got rained out down there, something like 20 inches of rain for Florida. And I was telling about my experiences at Palm Beach Gardens at PGA National in the summertime. Man, you're going to get swept away. And I guess they have something like 5 inches a day or 6 or 7 inches a day these days. Are you still in the area? Is that what you're going through?
Oh, yeah. Well, no, I'm not in the area. And I kind of wish I was there for the last few days. That would have been... But I did stay in our condo on the beach when Hurricane Ian came through there. I think at this point that's about 18 or 19 months ago.
Wow, really? And what was that like? You going to do it again?
Of course, but we lost power, of course.
Yeah.
But I had a UPS that powered my computers and broadcasting stuff. So I just brought that into the bedroom, and that gave us all the electricity we needed for a couple of days. But the one thing I remember, Kimmer, is that screaming wind all night long.
Yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't just a wind noise. It was a banshee noise, screaming. And so the next morning, I wanted to see how my cars were. We had 2 cars, and they were moved to an upper level parking garage, and they were just fine.
Yeah.
But my pickup was in the lower level parking garage. So I went down there. The storm surge had caved in the garage door.
Wow.
I'm walking across the garage with the key fob to my pickup truck, my wonderful Chevy Colorado Duramax diesel. And I clicked on it, and I said, come on, let me see some lights. Nothing.
Yeah. The glow plugs.
The watermark on the wall was higher than my pickup truck.
Yeah, the glow plugs don't work underwater too well, I don't bet you.
And so anyway, one of our maintenance guys says, who's in there? And I said, Carlos, it's me. And he said, what are you doing in that garage? Get out of there right now. It's full of rattlesnakes.
Right. That's what happens. And same thing in New Orleans when I went through one of those in New Orleans. Don't play in manhole covers, you idiots. Don't walk in those floodwaters.
But as soon as he said rattlesnakes, I could hear the rattlesnakes.
Oh,
and
man.
They were and I was convinced at that point I was not going to get out of there without getting bit by a rattlesnake.
You don't want to mess around with it. No. Oh, Lordy.
But we went to the motor coach to get out of town, and the garage door opener, we didn't have power. The device to open the garage door manually was not working. And believe it or not, Kimmer, one of my advertisers in that former life was the Overhead Door Company of Atlanta.
Yeah.
I called them, and they got somebody down to Naples to get us out of the bus barn and on the road with the motor coach.
I'll be darned. Yeah, I've used them. Yeah, they're good folks.
I will never sit through a hurricane again.
No. Yeah, absolutely. It's no good for
And I know where my pickup truck is now.
Oh, really? They found it? Another state?
Yeah. It's in Afghanistan with the .50 caliber mounted in the back of it.
Yeah, there you go. Wouldn't be surprised. Oh, mercy.
Well, I don't know how we got from abortion to
who knows?
To the hurricane, but I'm just totally incredulous. Now the Supreme Court ruled today that abortion pill, they call it, perfectly legal. They're not going to succeed in taking that away from women.
Yeah. And again,
so that's
Donald Trump today, we had this meeting with the GOP folks at Congress. First time he's been back to the Capitol since mostly peaceful Ashley Babbitt Day. And among other things, he said, if you guys would get your freaking act together about the issue of abortion and contraceptives and everything, if you would come up with a policy where you can say, ladies, you can have all the abortions you want. It may be a little, different with the situation, but nobody's banning abortions. There is no federal ban on abortions. We're not going to ban abortions at the on the federal level or anything else. He said, if you all got together in the GOP platform, we'd have a majority of 40 seats in Congress. That's what he
did. He say that?
He said that today. If they would get their act together, we would have a majority of 40 seats in Congress.
What a stupid, self-defeating goal the Republicans have in that respect.
It's unbelievable.
It's just insane.
Well, again, a few months ago, they started resigning. How many guys resigned? A former Speaker of the House quit. I mean, my God, how would Republicans want to leave? What do we have, a majority of one now or two? They're idiots. Anyway.
I tell you what the winning things for Republicans are.
Yes.
The fair tax, but yeah, right.
Yeah, I wish.
I know. Kimmer, about the fair tax, every single objection I have ever heard to the fair tax, which has $22 million of research behind it.
Wow.
Every objection, the person who has objected to it first has to change the law, change the proposal, so he'll have something to object to. Yeah. I have never heard a bona fide, valid objection to the fair tax as it is written. These people have to come along and say, well, they're going to have to do this, and that's why I don't support it. Why do they have to do that?
Right.
But another real winning thing for Republicans is school choice.
Yeah.
Get our children away from these teachers' unions.
I haven't heard much from the Republican Party about education as an issue, and you'd think, especially with the gender in the bathrooms and a girl can go to the school nurse and say, I want to hide my boobs from my parents, and she'll say, okay, fine. Don't tell them I gave you this wrap around your chest. I mean, without telling the families. I mean, the schools are upside down in what's going on in our school systems, and I haven't heard anything from Republicans and any kind of serious objection to it or what their plans are, what their goals are. I can't remember the last time they talked about things like that. Too boring, I guess. I don't know.
Here's something that I dare say 98% of the people with children in schools, government schools in this country, don't know. The era of government education, government schools, came around in the early 1900s, right around the time of Woodrow Wilson. Also, right around the time when we were going from an agrarian to an industrial society. Yeah, and the movers and shakers said, these kids can't even read. They can't follow simple instructions on industrial machinery. We've got to give them some reading skills, and we're going to have to get them in school. They need to know basic math, reading. But there are writings back there. You can go back to that time and find speeches and statements and writings where even Woodrow Wilson said, we have to be careful only to educate these kids to the point that they can perform their jobs.
Reading, writing, arithmetic.
Not to the point, not to the point that they become a threat to the people in charge.
Yeah. Well, of course, they were used before to help the family live on the farm and do whatever all the chores and stuff. And now the whole world changed. And then they, but again, you would think this, the reading, writing, arithmetic, the 3 R's from, boy, has that gone by the wayside. Now they have, directors of incentive for diversity or something. I mean, my good Lord.
You know what DEI means, don't you?
Yes, tell them. Didn't
earn it.
Didn't earn it. Yeah.
But if people knew what those that created our system of government education were actually trying to accomplish, I think it was Wilson that said, or somebody, we are not trying to create men of letters. Now, that phrase, men of letters, that means well-educated men.
Yeah.
We're not trying to do that. We just want to train them to the point that they will be good employees and leave us alone.
Yeah.
Pay their taxes.
And that's still the way our schools are today.
Yeah. Yeah. And now, of course, you have so much technology. Students are not taught how to think. They're taught how to look up stuff. They're taught how to research on their phones and computers. But I don't know that anybody's, I don't know. I guess it probably never was an official category. But it just seems to me that this whole social media thing and the way it's being taught is our education system is upside down.
Well, Kimmer, you got to admit, it is rather amazing. You can pick up a smartphone and uncover any fact anywhere you want.
Yeah, we have our own satellite TV station in our pocket. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. It's going to be a couple of years. We won't have anybody left that could possibly go on Jeopardy without a cell phone.
In fact, a little while ago, Neil, I don't know if you're listening where you are, but Pete got some AI stuff. Somebody came up with the idea to take an AI girl computer and put it next to an AI boy computer and have them talk with each other. And actually, they were reacting to the comment from the other computer going back and forth. The girl was bitching and complaining and nagging him. And I swear to God. But again, we're at the stage now where they actually, just for fun, are having the AI computers do their own interesting or not interesting dialogue and conversations between the robots.
Well, actually, you're not listening to Neil Bortz right now. You're listening to an AI computer mimicking Neil Bortz's voice.
Could be. I would never know. I mean, seriously, we're going to be at the stage, and I can't imagine the effect it's going to have on voting and elections and leadership and messages and everything. Court cases and evidence and eyewitnesses and holy cow. I mean, I don't know.
Kimmer, aren't you glad you're as old as you are?
I'm glad. I don't want to be around. Neil, I would not be 20 years old today I can't imagine being that kind of in that age group today, right now. Honestly,
me neither. Even if Donna was 20 years old. However, it would be interesting to know Donna is a 20-year-old, but I'd never be able to keep up.
Well, yeah, I'd be a lost cause, I'm sure of it. But anyway, I don't know. Anyway,
I'm thrilled to be the age that I am. I've come through an absolutely amazing era in which I was an American citizen, and I have very limited confidence that my granddaughter or the granddaughters or children of many of our listeners right now are going to be able to say the same thing.
I think you've made an excellent point. I have three grandkids, and I think the same thing about them. And they're bright, active, well-educated, special schools kids for gifted things. Doesn't make a damn bit of difference. I don't know what the future holds for them. I'm nervous about it. I'm seriously.
Well, Kimmer, remember the book. Remember that New York Times bestseller book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Flip.
Yeah, I know.
Although they didn't.
But I'm Gramps.
Well,
I'm Gramps.
You have to adopt that. You have to adopt that.
Yeah.
It's the only way we can remain sane at our age.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm not doing so well at it.
Donna and I will look at the TV, the news, we'll see some hideous, horrible story, and then we'll look at each other and say, yeah, but I don't give a flip.
Yeah, exactly. It's
then I don't either. You want a glass of Bailey's?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, they'll make you a white Russian right there. Put a little vodka in it. Was it vodka? What was it? Vodka, Bailey's, and Cointreau? Cointreau, I think. I
just like Bailey's straight.
Yeah, it's very smooth and sweet and syrupy. So yes, it's a very delicious.
When I bought the Bortz bus, I reached an agreement with the people that built the Bortz bus that there would always be a bottle of Bailey's in this bus. So whenever I go by for service, they come on the bus and put in a new bottle of Bailey's.
Well, there you go. Sounds like a deal.
It is.
Yeah, outstanding.
By the way, I am near Atlanta right now.
Oh, cool. I know you're not going to head this way because of 285 and 75 and 85 and downtown connector. And
that's just it.
Yeah.
I am so far away from the station, and I'd have to do so much expressway driving. Yeah. Love you, long time, but I'm not coming over there.
I know. No problem. It's okay.
Besides, you probably have some sort of security over there that I have to put my firearm away.
No, nobody even mentions anything about it. I told them, leave us alone. 3 to 7, I come in here early, leave us alone, everybody be fine. No searching, no metal detectors. You stay the freak out of my way. You see me coming, everybody kind of moves off to the side, and everybody be happy. I come in here, I don't leave the place till 6:08, and then everybody's fine.
At a previous radio station,
yes,
we were told firearms are not allowed.
Yeah,
yeah.
Right. Okay. Fine.
I remember at Ring Radio.
Oh,
okay,
yes.
They stopped a guy coming through the front door with a shotgun that was wondering where this.
Well, that makes sense. I don't think I'd want a guy with a shotgun coming through the front door either. I think.
Well, but so I'm not going to sit in the radio studio doing the stuff that I do without.
Well, the famous case of the guy that was in Denver, Colorado, the famous radio announcer got murdered. There's been more than one case about that guy. You can't be fooling around with these things. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, have you ever had a death threat?
Yeah,
a million.
The tranny.
Yeah, absolutely. I was threatened, in fact, here on the radio station, and said he was going to kill me tonight. Or at night, or that night, and so forth, and the radio station actually said, "Do you want an armed guard?" And I said, "No, I'm okay. I'll just go to my car. It'll be fine." And they called the cops, and to try. And I told the guy, I said to the radio station, I said, "I want to find out who it is. I want you to do a reverse thing to find out who he is. I know you can computer track him to find out who it is, where it came from, and I'll take care of it myself." I said, "I want his address," and I said, "I'll take care of everything. You guys said everything will be fine." And they wouldn't do it. So
they wouldn't. I can't imagine why they wouldn't tell you.
I'm good.
Well, the Queen and I got the Atlanta police took the Queen and I one time and put us into protective custody of the hotel.
Wow, I haven't gone that far. I had one guy when I'm back at the old radio station who a guy wrote me a letter. I put it in writing using his company address from work, threatening to murder me and my wife and rape my stepson. And so I told the boss about it, and I said, I'm going up there. He said, no. Before you do that, let's call the cops. They called the cops, and the cop came to the radio station, and I talked to him at the back door, and he said, I said, I'm going to go up there. And he said, no. I said, we'll pay him a visit. And they did, and that was the end of that little problem with that guy. So, I mean, but again, yeah, it happens more often than I'd care to appreciate.
I know. So we always looked at my show as being subpar. If a week went by and I didn't get a death threat.
Well, hopefully those days are long over.
Oh, they're long over.
Yeah.
Long over.
That's a good
Everybody
sign.
treats me well.
The old boys,
Don and I
should.
well. And, thank God, unlike Hannity or you, I don't get recognized, and that's just wonderful.
Oh, I don't get recognized. I used to. I don't get recognized anymore.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, I kind of like it.
Yeah.
I just mind my own business, and everybody's fine. It's always the best way. No challenging the camera.
I just have to make sure not to talk.
Yeah, because they definitely recognize that. Neil Bohr, it's always a pleasure, my friend. Hi to your sweet goddess wife, and we'll see you again next week.
Okay,
and
buddy.
Be careful out there. Thanks, Neil. Talk to you later. Appreciate it. Almost 4:30. Give repeat here in Flounder on 106.3 with Neil Bortz.
Tax season can be stressful, but it's also a wake-up call. It's time to think beyond April and plan for your future. At Master Plan Retirement Consultants, we're not just advisors, we're your partners in building a secure retirement. At Master Plan Retirement Consultants, we understand the challenges Georgians face. That's why we offer personalized strategies to maximize your retirement income, minimize taxes, and ensure you never outlive your assets. Join the Master Plan family and let us guide you through every financial milestone. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your appointment today. Master Plan Retirement Consultants, where your journey and destination are both important. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
What separates standard from stunning? The details. And for those who want to take their outdoor space beyond average, Steel & Howard Brothers offers a range of tools that allow you to tackle the landscape challenges you face. Create your dream garage of tools with the Steel Combi system. The variety of attachments will save you time, energy, and money. Steel isn't sold in the big box stores or online. Stop by Howard Brothers and discover why Howard Brothers is recommended by thousands of Atlantans. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Steel and Howard Brothers.
Hey there, Atlanta sports fans. Home team Brandon Leak here with Sonder Health Plans. You know, I've been singing praises about their Georgia-based Medicare Advantage health plans, and now they're stepping up their game with new health plans that include home safety and accessibility modifications. Call them up right now and ask if you qualify for their fantastic $400 grocery card offer and $0 premiums. Call 800-331-2928 or visit SonderHealthPlans.com. Sonder Health Plans is an HMO with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Sonder Health Plans depends on contract renewal.
Shooting drills. A coach who knows the game can teach their team how to improve. But one who genuinely cares about each player
You have what it takes. We got this.
can inspire them to win. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Because when you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Start feeling unstoppable. Visit truist.com/care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
Well, Michael, I want to thank you for your time, but unfortunately, we can't offer you the position.
Why?
Well, we got the results of your background check, and quite frankly, we were concerned.
About what?
Apparently, you were arrested for throwing a shopping cart at a customer?
In my defense, he had it coming.
At Horizon Background Screening, we find things that other companies don't. That's why companies that use us make smarter hiring decisions. Don't let the wrong hire put your company at risk. Get the real story on your candidates at horizonscreening.com.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
All right, look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis and Flounder, 434.
You can tell the world you never was my girl.
Little Billy Ray Cyrus.
Burn my clothes when I'm gone.
1992, Billy Ray began a 17-week run at number 1 on the album American chart with Some Gave All. His debut album featured the worldwide breakthrough song Achy Breaky Heart, originally recorded as Don't Tell My Heart by the Marcy Brothers in 1991. And Billy Ray made it a huge hit. So a phone call coming up. Hold everything with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. And a quick birthday update. Richard Thomas, John Boy on the Waltons. Bill Denbrough of the ABC miniseries version of Stephen King's It. Richard Thomas is 73 years old today. And I'm not sure how they figured this out, but in 1922... Charlie Osborne started hiccuping. He hiccuped more than 435 million times before he just stopped. 18 months after he stopped, he died at the age of 69 in 1991. He hiccuped for from 1922 to 1991. That can't be right.
Do you have any kids?
I don't know. But they say that he just stopped. And 11 months after he stopped, he died. Well, that can't be good for you. I guess he should have kept hiccuping. Anyway, 404-741-1230, 1230. Hold on, Bill, coming right up. Our 4 o'clock hour brought to you by our good friends at the home of the Kimmer Safes, Atlanta Safe House. You know, they have a showroom in Ackworth. Tell them the Kimmer sent you. Father's Day is Sunday. You can still have time to get yourself a safe for Dad for Father's Day. Look them up on the web, atlantasafehouse.com. Update on STDs and your insurance for your car. But first, to Bill on the phone. Hey, Bill, you're on the radio, man. What's going on?
Kimmer, This is Bill calling.
Hey, Bill.
I'm calling in reference to the UFO segment that you had on yesterday.
Yes, they're here. They're underground. They're all over the place.
That's right. They are, definitely. And the ones underground or beneath the oceans are called unidentified submersible objects.
Oh, I didn't know they had a name for it. All right, sir.
And they're all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
You're talking about places off of Malibu in California.
Yeah. Japan has some, I think.
Pardon me?
I think Japan has some. Well known, I believe.
Japan has some, and as well as the Alaska Triangle.
Yes, so we mentioned that yesterday. Yeah.
Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah.
And UFOs have been around. People ask, are they real?
Well, they could be here for millions of years.
Absolutely are.
I believe it.
Yes.
I believe it. In fact, I know a woman who was in law enforcement, a very respectable woman in law enforcement her entire life. You know her. You know.
I never knew her.
Well, okay, fine. And she was at what's that little mall where all the weird
Ansley Mall.
Ansley Mall, and UFOs showed up. They actually flew in there, hovered around. Nobody could move. They were kind of frozen, and it was absolutely real. And they were all shaken up, and then it disappeared. And they thought, "Oh my God, what the heck was that?" So, I mean, and I trust her. Anyway, Bill, thanks, man. I appreciate it. 437, Kimber Pete Fly. Okay, first of all, an update on a weird story. Pete Davis, tell the little people what you were just watching here on the monitors for President Stupid Face over in.
I thought you meant the alligator.
Yeah, no. Well, we'll do that one too coming up. But first, do the President cadaver.
The New York Post. You go on their website. It literally shows everybody's lining up in Italy for the big photo. The leaders.
Yeah.
He's wandering off, and the Italian Prime Minister, President, whatever she is, has to go track him down and turn him around and lead him back.
Lead him back to the photo. He has
a guy just landed with a parachute next to him, and he's looking the opposite direction. All the guys are sitting there.
He's staring out into the oblivion.
He's got his back turned to the crowd. He's just looking at something.
And in the very end, he puts his sunglasses on.
He's giving the sunset the glad eye.
I mean, it's honestly
him and them sunglasses. He looks like he's at a Sears underwear ad. I just want to slap him off of him. Enough with the aviator glasses.
Can you imagine if any other president had acted like this? I mean, anybody. Putty Tat, Nixon. I mean, LBJ.
Bush,
anybody.
And he wandered off like that.
I mean, my God.
And the fact they're running him again, it just shows how cynical and how much they hate us.
They do. Absolutely, they do. There's
350 million people plus in this country. He's the best they can come up with.
I know. A couple quick things. The two members of the House now are asking the governor Hochul, or whatever her name is, of New York, to pardon Donald Trump, saying it's her solemn duty. Undermining the impartiality and credibility of our once vulnerable justice system cannot be allowed to stand. So a Republican and a Democrat congressperson are asking the governor of New York to pardon Donald Trump. Of course, she's never going to do it, but at least people are talking about it. Also, tell the story about what's inside that great big beast. And we're talking about Florida. Here we go.
DailyMail.com. Go on there. The first story is a 14-foot alligator outside of Clearwater, Florida, right? Mm-hmm. This poor woman, middle-aged woman, a mother, somehow got next to a canal. It attacked her, drug her in the canal, ate her, and the damn thing, her entire body is inside the belly of this thing, and it's bloated.
Swollen, bloated alligator belly because the woman's in there.
How could you live with the fact that your mother was inside that alligator?
I know. We have to bury her in the gator? Would you have to cut her out?
They're going to cut her out and try and sew her back together or something, I guess.
My friends, I'm telling you, if you go to Florida and you are anywhere near a canal or a pond or a fishing hole or anything else, there are gators in there.
A black woman in Louisiana, and she's standing next to this road going into a cypress lake or whatever it is, a swamp. And she goes, I'm going to tell you how to tell if there are gators in your body of water. You go right up to the line. She goes, right up to the line. Watch this. She bends down, and she puts her hands in the water. And she swishes her hands around, and she stands up and goes, if that water is wet, there's a gator in there.
If you can feel the wetness. Holy smokes. I mean, that's really hard to... Oh, now, and this is outrageous. Although, on the other hand, I suppose it must be a thing. The 8th Circuit Court, American court in, I'm sure where the arguments are being held here, stories just coming in. A federal appeals court heard arguments over whether a car insurance policy should pay benefits to a woman who had sex in a guy's car and he gave her a venereal disease. This was in Missouri. The company is Geico, and the claims that this, a guy, oh my God, it's a Missouri woman claims that her partner negligently infected her with the papillomavirus after they, now it just appeared. Hold on a second, I'm going to scroll up here. After the papillomavirus, after they had sex in his 2014 Hyundai Genesis, she said he was aware he had HPV, but neglected to tell her before they had unprotected sex, resulting in past and future medical expenses, mental and physical pain and suffering. In February, a couple of years ago, she filed a $1 million claim against the guy as his insurer, claiming she should be compensated for bodily injury. Geico refused to pay, saying it was not normal use of the automobile, normal use of the vehicle. Well, that's a good point. if you use your car to go in off-roading in a swamp and it gets flooded out, why should they pay for you misusing your vehicle? I mean, I can understand part of that. Anyway, reviewing upon the court finds that consensual sex of a car does not constitute a use of automobile within the meaning of the subject, but they contend it's not right, so they appealed to the 8th Circuit Court, and they're hearing the case of whether or not she should get money. And it doesn't say here whether they're still together. Let's see. The couples assert the policy was issued in Kansas. It should be in favor of the insureds, and policy is ambiguous. Anyway, we'll see. So she sued because he gave her an STD in his car. Well, get a room next time. I don't know. Anyway.
Well, maybe she got it from the tractor seat.
It could happen. I saw that movie.
Seinfeld.
But you know where they got it was from the movie that I think everybody else hated, and I thought it was great. Something about the beauty pageant girls. God, I hate when I do this.
Miss Congeniality?
No. That was with a girl with the big hands and big feet who was real pretty and her motorcycle guy cheater. Yeah, Sandra Sandra Nathan. No, I said it's not Sandra Nathan. It's Nathan something. I almost had it. Gorgeous. Oh, God, I almost had it. I'll think of it. Anyway, okay, back to the actual program. Now, this is kind of exciting. I hope it's a blessing in disguise, perhaps. A rare Yellowstone event. A prophecy, perhaps a blessing and a warning. Native American leaders are warning that what happened in Wyoming Park just recently at Yellowstone, a photographer was snapping pictures of a white buffalo shortly after it was born. The sacred animal has been discussed by the Lakota tribe for 2,000 years. The legend claims that a woman appeared to the tribe when the world was in trouble and told them she would return 3 times when times were hard, transformed into a white buffalo. Chief Looking Horse, the spiritual leader of the Lakota, Dakota, and Nakota Oyate in South Dakota, the 19th keeper of the sacred white buffalo calf woman pipe and bundle. That's a whole sacred thing they have, a whole ceremony thing. He says the birth of this calf is both a blessing and a warning. We must do more. He believes it's a sign that people need to take better care of the planet. The birth of the sacred calf comes after a severe winter last year drove thousands of Yellowstone buffalo to lower elevations. 1,500 were killed, sent to slaughter, or transferred to their animal ancestors. There's a picture of the little white buffalo calf. The woman said she was taking photos after it was born. They were visiting the park, spotted something really white among the herd of bison across the river, and son of a gun, it was a baby white buffalo. She ended up stopping the buffalo across the road, stuck her camera out, took more pictures. Was really just totally floored. They kind of led it through the willows. For the Lakota, the birth of a white buffalo calf with a black... this is the important part, which I didn't know. For the Lakota, the birth of a white buffalo calf with a black nose, black eyes, and black hooves is akin to the second coming of Jesus Christ, according to Looking Horse, their chief. Legend says when nothing was good, food was running out, bison were disappearing, a white buffalo calf woman appeared, presented a bowl, pipe, and bundle to a tribal member, taught them how to pray, and said the pipe could be used to bring buffalo to the area for food. As she left, she turned into a white buffalo calf. When the times are hard again, relating to the legend, I shall return, she said, and stand upon the earth as a white buffalo calf with a black nose, black eyes, and black hooves. A similar calf was born in Wisconsin in 1994 and named Miracle.
1977, Charles Bronson, The White Buffalo. Good movie.
The movie. I didn't know that movie.
Guess who's in that movie?
I don't know.
Will Sampson, the Indian from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Oh, the big guy. Yeah.
Kim Novak, Jack Warden, Clint Walker, and John Carradine. That's a hell of a cast.
Clint Walker, Cheyenne. Great thing. He was in Dirty Dozen. Great big loot of a guy.
He took a ski pole through his heart and lived.
Yeah. Clint Walker, man. He was I remember when he had his series, Cheyenne. 447. Can repeat.
How did it go?
Cheyenne.
What's the rest of it?
I don't know. Cheyenne, he was a man. Cheyenne. I think that was it. We'll find out later with a Kim Repeat and Flounder.
It's time
Time for the Bortz Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
The most powerful union in America, I've told you many times, teachers' unions, solidly in the Democrat camp, 100%. That is why Democrats constantly fight school choice, because teachers' unions hate the idea of parents deciding where their kid will go to school. That's the government's job. Democrats don't want to stop there. Biden doesn't want to stop there. His next big union grab? Your local McDonald's or Burger King, whatever. Joe Biden wants the National Labor Relations Board to pretty much declare that all franchises are really just subordinates of the franchisor. Way back when, doing talk radio on Ring Radio, Hank Thomas was a good friend of mine. He owned several Burger Kings. They were his. He worked to build them. The employees were his. Now, Biden would come along and say, oh, no, those employees are actually employees of the great Burger King in the sky. The franchise owner under Biden's plan would just be a middle-level manager. Democrats say, their words, this would ease the path to unionization. Do you know in California, some fast food workers are actually members of the United Auto Workers? Really? So the Democrats and Joe Biden, they want to destroy independent businessmen, turn their employees into employees of the franchisor, and voila, massive unions, all voting for Democrats. The American dream, the chance to own your own business, which so many people took advantage of, gone. Careful how you talk to your employees. They might file a union grievance against you. Thank you, Democrats. Thank you, voters. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
Hey, homeowners. Tug here with some exciting news. Southern Exteriors is your one-stop solution for top-notch exterior services, from roofing to siding, windows, gutters, and more. No more waiting. They can start on your project immediately. And with an in-house warranty division, Southern Exteriors stands by their work for years to come. From leaky roofs to faded siding, trust Southern Exteriors for a quick and lasting transformation. Don't wait. Transform your home today. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co now. Southern Exteriors, quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years.
Your Atlanta Braves are wanted in Texas this summer for the 2024 MLB All-Star Game. All fans who vote for the Atlanta Braves as their favorite club will receive an offer for 20% off 4 tickets to a game at Truist Park from June 14th through the 30th in select locations. Make sure the Braves take over Texas for the Midsummer Classic. Visit Braves.com/vote to cast your ballot for Marcell Ozuna, Matt Olson, and all your favorite Braves. Atlanta Braves baseball. We are Braves country.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Ownwell. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ownwell.com/terms. Estimate based on your neighborhood average and individual results may vary.
Here in Atlanta, we've got history, good food, sky view, and outrageous sky-high property taxes. Sometimes with a bill 5 times higher than other Georgia counties. But luckily, there's Ownwell. Ownwell can appeal and reduce your property taxes and potentially save you thousands of dollars.
And right now, you can sign up for free by texting LEARN to 64,000.
You don't have to be an expert to save thousands of dollars every year, because Ownwell's cutting-edge technology and local tax experts do all the legwork for you. And you only pay if you save. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the view.
Sign up now, free. Don't pay unless you save. Text LEARN to 64,000. Text LEARN to 64,000. Text LEARN to 64,000.
There are crazies on the road. Who knows where they're all going, but if one of them hits you, don't take care of it on your own. Call my friend David Van Sant. He is the lawyer that used to work for the insurance company. The team at Van Sant Law knows who to call, what to say, and will make sure you get what you deserve and what the insurance company doesn't want to pay for. They have your best interest at heart and will take care of everything. If you don't get paid, they don't get paid. My advice, save Van Sant Law in your phone. Today, 855-GA-INJURY, vansantlaw.com.
Peter Frampton. Wow, wow. 1975, Peter Frampton played the first of two nights at the Winterland Ballroom in San Francisco. Recordings from the two shows used as part of his #1 double album, Frampton Comes Alive, the best-selling album of all of 1976. Sold 6 million copies. Frampton Comes Alive voted Album of the Year in the 1976 Rolling Stone Readers' Poll. That album stayed on the chart for 97 weeks. Wow.
Came up, flashed, and then went away.
Yeah, I remember this. This was a big song. I used to.
Very good guitars. Yeah. A long time, but just never came close to this.
Yeah. And our birthday list includes Dennis Locomier, 75, the lead singer for Dr. Hook. And is Dr. Hook in the Medicine Show? Dr. Hook in the Medicine something. The biggest hit cover of the Rolling Stone. Yeah, that was written by Shel Silverstein. I'll bet you liked him. I'll bet you know. You didn't like it?
That was after my time.
Yeah, that's true. And Shel Silverstein, the thing. But as promised, when they wrote the song, Cover of the Rolling Stone, written by Shel Silverstein, and as promised, once the band, Dr. Hook, got the cover and they got on the cover, they each bought 5 copies for their mothers, as they promised they would. By the way, my favorite song that Flounder put on my magic music stick was Sharing the Night Together, and the other one was When You're in Love with a Beautiful Woman. I think that was theirs, too. Those two songs are theirs. Anyway, Dennis, the singer, is 75 years old. And a quick history note here today. 1944, Germany launches its first 10 Doodlebugs. The Doodlebugs were V-1 rocket planes with no pilot, capable of dropping tons of explosives all over Britain. Most of the first batch of the 10 on this day failed. One actually killed a few people, but eventually Germany launched 100 Doodlebugs a day over Britain.
That's what we called the little VW when we were kids.
The Doodlebugs.
Doodlebugs.
Yeah, it was Germany called them that in 1944. Nobody knew. Nobody. I bought my favorite in my starter one. My favorite ex-wife who loved me. She wanted me to buy her a Volkswagen, so that was our car. I bought a royal blue, the first Super Beetle that came out. When I came back from the Marines, yeah, that's right, and it was a great little car.
Unless you wrecked them. I bet my friend in high school, Joe, had one, and we'd ride around, and the bottom fell out. So I remember riding, I'd have to hold my legs to the side because I could see the ground going by.
Well, the early Volkswagens didn't have a gas tank. I mean, a gas gauge.
No,
you had to know when you filled it up, and then you kept track of the mileage on your odometer. So I'm not making that up. My starter wife had an old Volkswagen before we got married, before I even knew her, and I used to drive it, and when we were dating, and it had no gas gauge, it had no nothing.
I learned that you could push a car and start it by pushing it and
hit the clutch. That's
yeah.
right. I've done that 50 times. Of course, there were no automatics at the time either, so you all had to do it. But that's how you could get across railroad tracks. I told all the kids, if you got stuck on a railroad track, just try to start the car with a clutch open, without putting your foot in the clutch. It'll lurch forward.
Yeah, that's true.
A car with a clutch. If you try to start it without putting the clutch in, it'll lurch. Now, maybe not modern day cars probably won't work unless you put the foot on the brake. Yeah. But anyway, back in the old days,
that's right. I literally have to have a foot on the brake to start it.
I can't start without a foot on the brake. A couple of political things coming up here, including he was asked today, President Stupidface. Again, if you haven't seen the video, my God, he's wandering around clueless. He has his back turned to the entire crowd. Finally, the Prime Minister of Italy has to go get him and turn him around and bring him back to the crowd for the photo shoots. And by the way, he also, as he get ready to end talking to her, he salutes her. What the salutes her? The girl Prime Minister of Italy, he salutes her. And it's like one of those raggedy, he just like covers his eye or something.
Maybe he thought she was about to rock.
Rock.
To those about to rock.
To those about to rock. Oh, dear guy, I salute you. And by the way, he did have a news conference, and they did ask him, they did ask him, I'm trying to read the stories just in. He told reporters at the G7 summit he's extremely proud of his son, would not pardon him. The first official comments on the matter since his son's conviction. Reporters going to ask questions. One reporter not asked about the expanding perimeters of thing, but about Biden's son. He said, do you believe the Justice Department operated independently of politics? You're going through something now, but you're not like most families. Was your son able to get a fair trial? And Biden said, with regard to the question regarding the family, I'm extremely proud of my son, Hunter. He has overcome an addiction. He has. He's one of the brightest, most decent men I know, and I'm satisfied that I'm not going to do anything. I said I'd abide by the jury decision. I will do that I will not pardon him. Well, he didn't say he wouldn't commute the sentence if he's given a sentence. Very clever. And again, they're doing it on purpose. And when the podium princess, Rajin Rashum Chachin, she's black, she's gay, she's a girl with her little Raggedy Ann lollipop makeup, she refused to answer the question on whether he would commute the sentence. They said, well, he said he won't pardon him, but he didn't say anything about commuting the sentence. Or paroling him if need be. Anyway, 3:58. I can't believe it here with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. We got Holy Crap at Sports coming up after 5 o'clock. We also have Flounder's Funnies for Nucky's Hoagies. Right here, it's coming up right now.
Let's see. An oldie but goodie. Excellent. And it always makes you two laugh.
See, when you come out of those up-tempo damn numbers, man, it's impossible to make those transitions. And then you got to go into somebody dying. You know, they do this to me all the time. I don't know what the hell they do it for, but God, but if we can't come out of a slow record, I don't understand it. Is Don on the phone? Okay, I want a concerted effort to come out of a record that isn't a tempo record every time I do a dedication. Now, make it, and I also want to know what happened to the pictures I was supposed to see this week. It's a last time I want somebody to use his brain to not come out of a record that is that's up tempo, and I got to talk about dog dying.
Never gets old.
Casey Kasem.
I wish I had a cassette of all the rants from you and Tom Hughes and Dennis O'Hare and Harry Beadle.
Remember the one that we
still have
on
it
tape somewhere? And it's
the one that John Boy made.
Yeah, the John Boy made of me, and we can't play it. We played it on the podcast.
We played it on the podcast.
We cannot play it on the radio. It's worse than that, but it's like that. And again, I did this once on the air on WSB overnight at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I thought they were going to edit it out because it was on tape for a later play, and he didn't, and I heard it was on the radio, and no one ever said anything. I should have been fired immediately because it was all over the country, me using all kinds of nasty language. Anyway, Holy Crap at Sports is coming up. A list on politics, what's going on in sports, and good news for
Shannon Burke.
And Shannon Burke at 5 o'clock, right after the news, top of the hour, with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder and the boys in back. Look out.
W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. This hour is presented by Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches.
A 10-year deal. I'm Tom Graham, Fox News. President Biden and Ukraine's leader have signed a long-term security pact as the U.S. continues to support Kyiv amid that Russian invasion.
On the sidelines of the G7 summit in Italy, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and President Biden signed a 10-year security agreement.
Our goal is to strengthen Ukraine's credible defense and deterrence capabilities for the long term.
President Biden says a lasting peace must be underwritten by Ukraine's ability to defend itself now and into the future.
Not by sending American troops to fight in Ukraine, but by providing weapons and ammunition, expanding intelligence sharing.
The agreement also aims to speed up Ukraine's goals of joining the European Union and NATO. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
President Biden also publicly speaking out following his son Hunter's federal firearm conviction.
He's one of the brightest, most decent men I know, and I am satisfied that I'm not going to do anything. I said I abide by the jury decision. I will do that, and I will not pardon him.
Making that statement in Italy. In Washington, Donald Trump back on Capitol Hill, meeting with House and Senate Republicans today.
We want to see just success for our country, and we don't have success right now.
The former president focusing on international affairs and the country's image, among other topics. Trump also described the Republican Party as unified. The Supreme Court rejecting a challenge to the FDA's approval of a widely used abortion drug. The mifepristone pill will remain largely available, but Vice President Kamala Harris says...
This is not a cause for celebration, because the reality is certain things are still not going to change.
The VP continues to criticize the overturning of Roe versus Wade that leaves the issue of abortion up to individual states. America is listening to Fox News.
Small business owners, we know finishing your to-do list can feel like climbing a mountain, but that mountain is also covered in banana peels. Then when something new gets added to your list, you're like, nope, I'm already climbing this huge, super slippery banana peel mountain of a to-do list. At Progressive, we don't want to make your day any harder. That's why we make it easy to manage your policy on our mobile app. So climbing that banana peel mountain feels more like a leisurely stroll. See if you can save on commercial auto insurance in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage subject to policy terms and conditions.
You know, since 9/11, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation has been committed to supporting our nation's first responders and veterans. They support America's heroes like U.S. Army Major Jonathan Turnbull. Now, Major Turnbull sustained devastating injuries at the hands of an ISIS suicide bomber. Tunnel to Towers gave him a specially adapted smart home designed for his needs. Join Tunnel to Towers. They're hoping all of us will donate $11 a month so this great work continues. Their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
Together, ladies. Left shoulder, right of blank. Ready on your dog target. Pair, patrol, road guards out. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kiver with Pete Davis and Flounder and the boys and back. 50, almost 504 here on 106.3. Here's the phone number, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Coming up, we have Holy Crap at Sports. We have the cookie escapade. I may have had a hard episode without... Oh, no.
TV journalist
Stand by.
and motivational speaker. Let's see if we can get him fired up. It's the Kimmer Motivation.
Hey, fellas. The worst speaker in the history of the world with my board. Hello, Shannon.
What's going on?
How are you?
How you guys? The Kimmer and Pete and Flounder.
Are you floating away down there? I was reminding the folks when I used to live down there year-round, man. PGA National in Palm Beach Gardens. It's the time of year. You get 6-7 inches of rain in like 24 hours and everything. It's a nightmare.
Central Florida here is not as wet, but yeah, they got hammered down south. And
we got
sure.
In the summertime, we used to flee like early May, mid-May. You had to get the hell out of South Florida because you're going to be in for it every day for the rest of the summer.
Yeah, and it's hurricane season.
Yeah,
we got that going for us, and we've got a flotilla of Russian warships 90 miles away.
You got the full trifecta there.
Yeah, it's kind of nothing says it's summer like a nuclear sub off your coast.
Don't worry about it. The president has it all handled.
Oh, we're talking
from Italy.
Well, he's as sharp as he's ever been. Yeah, if we were just saying, Shannon, have you seen the video of President Cadaver wandering around with his back to the crowd, and finally the premier girl of Italy has to go get him and lead him back to where they're trying to take pictures of him. It's just, just humiliating.
He looked like a toddler gets distracted at the department store. That's how he gets lost from his parents.
Mommy has to take him by the hand and bring him back to. It's humiliating. It's embarrassing. God.
Let me ask you about the Hunter thing. Do you think? I mean, I don't know that he should have been charged. Maybe not. But do you think it was to demonstrate that there is no two-tier justice system for, as a matter of fact, Mr. Trump? Because we just prosecuted the president's own son, his last living son.
Now, frankly, I think, my own opinion is that, well, first of all, in terms of the charge, I promise you there are 20 million Americans who have a gun permit who also had been smoking dope the day, perhaps, that they signed the document saying they don't use drugs. So obviously, if you smoked a joint at the party the week before and then you signed the document you don't use drugs, you're lied. You did or do use drugs. But again, it's not meant for that. It's meant for guys who are drug abusers and addicted, shouldn't have weapons legally from the federal government. So again, you're probably right that most of those cases really should never have been brought in the first place, unless it's obviously, over an exaggeration of what you've done. So I think he deserved to have the charges brought against him, but most people just lie about it and get away with it. So, the point is well made. But in terms of what was the second part of the question?
The point is well made. Yeah, whatever.
Politically. Yeah. No, that's nonsense. Here's the thing. I will bet you that the jury, even though I think two things. I think the jury, being in Delaware, they all know the Biden family has run. They're the king makers of Delaware and have been for 60 or 70 years. So everybody knows that. However, I think the people of Delaware are getting a little bit embarrassed that this is their guy and they have to run him again and they have to support him. But when they get this court case and they saw all the evidence, there's no way they would have been blasted if they had found him not guilty. And I think to their courage that they were willing to put aside the fear that they might be doxxed by their neighbors if they convicted him. But again, Shannon, I think the mood is changing. I think even the people of Delaware are saying we just can't let him. This is so obvious. There's no way that we can pretend this didn't happen. And I think they were forced. And I don't think it means squat about the two-tier justice system. And by the way, the justice system's got nothing to do with him being on trial in Delaware. I mean, it wasn't the Department of Justice. What's that got to do with them? Politically, the Department of Justice has got nothing to do with the FBI lying and cheating about the Hunter laptop. This all, just say, well, it proves it's fair. My ass, it's fair. It hasn't been fair for 6 years, 7 or 8 years.
You think? You say you think things are starting to turn around. Do you think the indications are coming from the red wave in Europe? Things happen and
currents happen and momentum happens. I'm not sure Americans really pay that much attention, honestly, to the politics of Europe, although, one after another, these right-wing folks are taking over in places where, hasn't happened in a while, which is a great sign. But whether that translates over here, I think people are getting fed up with the whole thing, and I think they realize, boy, this was so stupid. The Democrats never should have run him again. It should have been a one-term president saying, okay, let's work on the country and we'll all get together, and he would have been a hero to America if he had said, we're going to just get the best of America we can do and let's go about our business of bringing ourselves together again. And he screwed up politics.
Yeah.
So,
don't you find it interesting that, especially over in Europe, when the elites lose an election, they start whining about dangers to democracy?
Yeah.
Voting is actually dangerous to democracy.
Yeah, that's why they want to prevent Donald Trump from being able to be elected, because democracy's in danger if he gets to vote.
I heard a piece of audio, and I forget who it was this morning. I'm driving in, and it's a black senator or congressman, and he's opening up his wallet or his briefcase, and he goes, look, I got this ID, that ID, my concealed carry card, my passport. He goes, what am I, some kind of black Houdini?
Well, you're too stupid to know how to register to vote. In fact, we mentioned earlier with this business of voting, I was listening to the guys this morning, the state of Michigan now allows same voting day registration. The day of voting, you can register to vote, and you do not need to show a photo ID when you register to vote, even on the same day in Michigan. You can't tell me that they're not trying to make sure that they get their people elected that they want to be in office.
Right.
Cheat. It's all for cheating.
I mean, how do they change that rule there? Did they do it through the legislature?
Yeah,
that's the only way.
Well, either a Secretary of State has the rules that they can approve, or there's a voting commissions. I don't know how they work it in Ohio, but in Michigan. But there are, the Secretary of State's office is in charge of election regulations. So whether it's done, by someone who's not elected or someone's appointed, I don't know. But again, they can pull it off. They're doing it. They did it the last time, and they're going to do the same thing.
Is Trump going to get any time?
Jail time? No.
Yeah. You don't think he'll sentence him? Just to sentence him. They'd likely suspend it while he's on appeal. But just for show's sake, here's a convicted felon who's been sentenced to a year in prison, and he's running for president.
I think that's possible. I don't think there's any chance that he'll say you'll get 12 years in prison or anything silly like that. I think there is a chance. I think there's probably a 40-60 chance of the judge saying, I'm going to sentence you to a year in jail, suspended sentence, and a fine of $500,000 or something. So I wouldn't be surprised that he would become the first president ever sentenced to jail, convicted of a crime and sentenced to jail, even though he didn't have to go there.
And I don't know. This is going to tarnish Alvin Bragg for life. It's going to tarnish Judge Mershon for life, because I've heard wildly intelligent people break this down, and one woman demonstrating it with Russian those Russian dolls that go in, and it is despicably unjust from every angle of how they put the charges together. It's ridiculous, and it's obviously going to be overturned eventually. Maybe not at the appellate level. It might have to go to the Supreme Court.
No question. I mean, I think there's no question. However, unfortunately, I don't think it'll ruin Alvin Bragg's reputation. Is probably going to go up. He's probably going to run for mayor. I mean, these,
well, they get what they deserve up there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let it sink into the sea.
Please.
Seriously.
It is sinking, isn't it?
I hope so.
Lord.
Yeah. What's up with all UFO talk lately?
Well, in fact, what was it? I just got the story today about the, now I can't find it, of course. Oh, the Energy Czar has said they were talking.
Granholm.
This chick at the Department of Energy, Jennifer Granholm, and they have rapid fire questioning of whether they were where you're doing reverse engineering, but the UFO objects that crash. And she said, "I have no knowledge of that." And then asked her about alien technology, and she said, "Yes, they're drones." Wait a minute, what now? She said all those nuclear sites, things buzzing around nuclear sites from the 1940s and 50s. She said they're drones.
Right.
Really? From the 1940s?
Well, she did admit that the Department of Energy works with the Joint Special Operations Command, which are the people that are tasked with going and retrieving crashes.
Yeah. And she said they want a yes or no answer. The question, does the DOE, Department of Energy, work with the Joint Special people to check out these UFO objects? And she said yes. That's a bold move by Congress. The investigative people are saying, here we go. I mean, we all know it's true. And again, they're saying they're living in caves and off of Alaska and off of Japan.
Lizard people.
I mean, so, I mean, I don't doubt it. I mean, there's no way that we can be alone here after. I mean, they could have been here for millions of years. We don't know.
And then a Pentagon official, a contractor, retells a story about a barbell UFO that they saw with three other witnesses there, and they talk about the electricity, the power that it was putting off, and half the size of a football field, and I don't know. I feel like whoever's in the administration, whoever's running it, the numbers get down a little bit. They call down to JSOC, crank up a couple of UFO sightings. And bring a hunk of metal over that we think is a UFO.
Maybe they need more funding or something.
Somebody put out a thing earlier this week and said the reason they won't tell us this, and it's coming out of Britain, I think the story, is they think the world order will collapse, that these entire societies and their belief systems will crush them, and it'll just be anarchy.
Well, obviously, the point being, if there are UFOs who are clearly way more intelligent than we are.
Did they put us together?
Right. And what are we? Are we their object? Are we in like a little experiment terrarium? We're a human terrarium. I mean, seriously. I mean, maybe they're playing with us. Maybe God is in charge. If you believe in God, God's in charge. But still, these could be like an intermediate level of managers that are, determining everything on Earth just for the fun of it. For all we know,
I've read the Bible a couple of times. I don't see anywhere in it that says we're alone.
Yeah, right. So why should we assume that? And by the way, what's to say God didn't make them too? Who's to say God didn't say, you know what, over there, that other corner over there, I never get to. I'm going to put some UFO guys over there and see how they get along with the Earth people. I mean, seriously.
Close Encounters, the aliens were nice. Yeah. They just wanted to talk to us.
Well, obviously, if they're here,
what about the probing?
They could have killed. Well, you're just excited about the very idea. They could have killed us and taken our whatever they need, women forever. So why should we be scared of them, knowing that they could have done this from the beginning?
Yeah,
I mean, why be scared if they haven't done it? Then just keep going, live. I don't know.
Maybe they're Vulcans and they'll just look upon us with bemused.
We don't really need
arched eyebrows.
Right, they're entertainment. We are their little ants. So we're in an ant cave. We're like a little ant farms. We're a little ant farm to the UFO people.
What is your take on what's the WNBA player that's obviously the most talked about player in the league, Caitlin? Is that her first name?
Caitlin Clark. Well,
not making it to the Olympics. We're obviously our best. One of the best female basketball players in the country, and she doesn't make it to represent our team. What is that, revenge? And why do they hate her?
Well, she, by the way, I think she's been nothing but a classy act. I'll tell you, I so respect this young woman. She's done everything right.
She's made her race proud.
Really, she's done everything right for the white people. They said that she's actually not one of the 12 best players in the WNBA. Therefore, if if they only want the best players, that was one. Secondly, they said her skills don't allow her to be on the team as a starter because she doesn't do the same kind of dribble shooting or there's some kind of maneuvering that she hasn't
Well, Flounder pointed
yet.
out Christian Leitner was on the dream team. He wasn't one of the best in the world.
I'm just answering Shannon's questions of what do I think about it. So those are the reasons they gave. And the other third reason was that she wouldn't be playing much. And so people watching the Olympics would want to see nothing but her, and they'd be disappointed and angry at the Olympics.
Crap.
I'm just saying that's what their explanation
This was a chance to promote the women's game, which they've been trying to do for 25 years, and they whiffed.
How could you not put Caitlin Clark on the Olympics?
She's going to be on that team.
Got to be nuts. She's first alternate. Someone's going to have to pull a hammy or something.
They're going to shoot somebody. Shoot somebody in the toe.
You're going to threaten somebody. You're going to run over the car.
What don't they like about her? I mean, the other players constantly fouling her.
Because they're black, lesbian, screaming, Doc Anger, scream women. And again, we are totally in favor of lesbians. Everybody can be a lesbian all you want. Everybody's happy. But don't be the freaking gangbangers and because she's a white girl who's doing great.
A credit to her race.
It's unbelievable. These snotty, nasty, it's one thing to have a rookie and, you tease the rookie to make him carry your bags and stuff like that.
It's all about.
But this is different.
Even Bill Maher says this is about sex and race.
Yeah, this is way different than that. This is not a little rookie gimmick, make them sing a song in front of the dad,
Every time a white person succeeds doesn't mean it's racism that did it.
Yeah. And by the way, as Bill Burr mentioned our comedian we had a bit on a little while ago, he said, let's remember, for 25 years, the WNBA has been drawing 500 people to their crowds. All of a sudden, they're drawing 15,000. So, I mean, please.
It's a subsidized league.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And that's why they're making $40,000 instead of $12 million.
They proved this week, she and the Fever are responsible for 30% plus of all attendance.
Right. Everybody's attendance.
Wow.
Yeah. Everybody.
Wow.
Yeah.
They should just do some scissoring. Maybe the other girls will come around.
They slide real hard in the court.
A little raw dog.
It can happen.
A little spit swapping. I'm just saying.
But there was a thing a couple weeks ago. 2 baseball players slid after the same foul ball, and they scissored each other. And the caption was, they scissored so hard, they went out afterwards and bought a Subaru together.
I believe it's called tribbing. Let's be correct here. It's called tribbing.
Beautiful stuff. Kevin and Pete and Flounder. Extra 106.3 in Atlanta. Thank you, boys.
Always
5,
a good time. My friend. God bless America. Stay dry down there. Don't get floated away down into Florida with a storm. 5:19. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. You want to do a thing or you want to do a thing? There we go. The thing right there. Our 5 o'clock hour brought to you by Lee Brandt Jewelers, where watches and jewelry are affordable. Drop by their store in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com. And now we have Pete's tweets.
Braves? No.
We have. Well, he played Pete's tweets.
Why did you play Pete's tweets?
So I thought maybe we'd switch something.
I just hit the wrong sound, and that's completely my fault.
I played along. I played along. And I was hoping that he got the hint. Clearly. I was in. And now, holy crap, it's sports with Pete Davis.
Braves end their 5-game losing streak 6-3 today to salvage 1 game in Baltimore. Marcell Ozuna got the game right with a nugget of joy like this.
0-1 smacked out towards right center, splitting the gap. That'll roll all the way to the wall. It drives in 2 runs. And the Braves get a big base hit early with runners in scoring position, and it's great to see first-inning production again.
Yeah, Ben Ingram was 6-8 the fan. Braves jumping out to a 4-0 lead this afternoon. Another superior outing from starter Reynaldo Lopez. 6 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts.
Good.
Unfortunately, for the second straight game, the bullpen collapsed in the bottom of the 7th when Pierce Johnson allowed 3 runs, so it was 4-3. But they pushed a couple of runs across in the top of the 9th. Michael Harris scoring on a wild pitch. Matt Olson doubling in Ozzie Albies, who also had an RBI. He went 4 for 4 today.
Wow.
Lopez has lowered his ERA to 1.69, which leads the major leagues. It's the 4th start this season. He has not allowed a run. Raciel Iglesias, his 16th save, and before today, they lost 5 games in a row for the first time since 2017.
Wow.
Yeah. Tampa Bay comes to town tomorrow night. Zach Littell for the Rays, Chris Sale for the Braves. And instead of manager Brian Snitker facing the media, Braves GM Alex Anthopoulos took his place yesterday, saying, I don't normally do the scrums during the season because we've done well. If I'm doing them, that means we're not playing well. So there. Congrats to Georgia's Charlie Condon, winner of the 2024 Dick Hauser Trophy, given to the College Baseball Player of the Year. So great.
They say he may go
number one
even.
Yeah. The Republicans spanked the Democrats 31-11 in the annual congressional baseball game yesterday. The GOP has won 4 straight years. This just in. 21 runs were found overnight in the Democratic clubhouse. Giving them a 32-31 victory.
We knew that was going to happen.
Our Holy Crap at Sports question of the day is this. Yes. Should the late, great Mike Leach be inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame here in Atlanta?
Oh, boy. I don't know. Just by name and reputation, I'd say yes, but I don't know whether he actually deserves in terms of how many championships or division things of NCAAs. I don't know. What do you think?
He won 158 games over 21 years at Texas Tech, Washington State, and Mississippi State. Came up just 0.04% shy of the necessary 600 winning percentage the rules say you need.
I'll be damned. Well,
the president of the National Football Foundation, Steve Hatchell, says the rules will not be flexed for him. If you don't qualify under one of the criteria, it's tough. We've heard every reason why we should look beyond why someone is not in the Hall of Fame. But at some point, you have to say, these are the rules.
I agree. Let's be fair. That's how you keep out people who don't. Major League Baseball's got people in there I don't think deserve to be in there.
You are wrong, sir. The rules are done.
The rules are gone.
Leach died while he was still coaching. Didn't get a chance to finish. He brought new fans to the game, gave it a much-needed color with his lack of coach speak and love of Jimmy Buffett and Pirates. I say let the man in.
I said originally let the man in.
That's right. He should be in there.
Screw the rules. Who needs rules?
Come on,
Why should you pay attention to rules like everybody else?
What's it for? It's for the players, the coaches, and the fans.
I believe he should be.
Rules.
I believe he should be in the College Football Hall of Fame.
Whoever you think you should be in there.
Oh my God.
In the continued race to hoard themselves out, college football grand poobahs are trying to sell the name of the Big 12 Conference to a sponsor.
Oh, God.
So get used to saying the Dr. Pepper Big 12 soon.
Oh, come on.
You know what? My rule about this, speaking of rules, unless the sponsor's paying me,
yeah, you're not mentioning
I don't have to say the damn.
That's right. Yeah. Same with bowl games. The Sugar Bowl.
Well, we say the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl because it's the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl.
But still, I mean, I don't mention.
But it's still, to me, it's only the Sugar Bowl.
Copper Top Battery Alamo Bowl or some crap. You know what I mean?
It's the Cotton Bowl. It's the Sugar Bowl. It's the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, right. That's
it ain't those other things.
No way.
So, if this is the NFL bringing the hammer down, I'd hate to see what happens when they hand out a slap on the wrist. The league is taking away the Falcons' 5th-round draft pick in 2025, and the team has been fined $250,000 American dollars. Yeah. Also, GM Terry Fontenot is personally fined $250K, so expect a yard sale or two out in Flowery Branch.
Personally, they got him for $250,000. He didn't do anything. It was our quarterback made the mistake of talking to us. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
They should have fired him.
Like you said,
the money.
Tampering with free agent Kirk Cousins, allegedly, a case even Inspector Clouseau could have solved, considering Cousins let the cat out of the bag during a news conference.
A news conference, yeah. When I met with the guy, oh, God.
Stop talking, Kirk. The Eagles got off scot-free in their investigation. Couldn't find any evidence there, so whatever. Wow. Let's see. Some teams never learn. The Jets have signed former Falcons #1 pick, Tack McKinley. The bust out of UCLA, more concerned with his street cred than his play on the field.
I remember
this guy was worthless.
Yeah.
Worthless. Martin Truex Jr. planning to retire at the end of this NASCAR Cup Series season. 43 years old, Truex expected to announce his retirement tomorrow at the pre-race news conference in Iowa. Mm-hmm. Celtics are one game from another championship after beating the Mavericks in Dallas 106-99 last night. They're up 3-0 in the NBA Finals. And Scottie Scheffler is an overwhelming favorite to win the U.S. Open and is seeing some of the shortest odds for a major since Tiger Woods in his prime. Last I looked, Patrick Cantlay was clubhouse leader at 5 under, but that was over an hour ago. I don't know what's going on now.
I saw a couple minutes this morning while I was getting ready, and Tiger was, I think he 3-jacked it in the first 8 holes or something.
He did what?
3-jacked it, 3-putted.
All right, now.
He was 2 over after 9, I think.
Cantlay -5, some Aberg out of Sweden is -4, and then you got some guy from France, Pavone, Deschambeau, and McIlroy -3.
Oh, my goodness. Well, he and the wife got back together, and the blackmail email is over, apparently he's feeling pretty good about it. It doesn't say where Tiger is. We don't have a whole
He was,
list.
let's see, 4 over 74 is how he finished today. So he's going to have to really push it if he's going to get there over the weekend. The beef over Joey Chestnut being banned from the Nathan's hot dog eating contest just will not go away. If I may be frank,
yes, please do.
The makers of the veggie hot dog, Impossible Foods, is mad at Outkick.com for calling it a vegan hot dog. Technically, it's not. A spokesman for the company wrote the editors at Outkick with this note. We love Joey and support him in any contest he chooses. It's okay to experiment with a new dog. Meat eaters should not be exclusive to just one wiener.
That's what she said.
So, here are the ingredients for an Impossible hot dog.
All right.
Water, wheat gluten, sunflower oil, coconut oil. Let's see, natural flavors, whatever that is. Salt, methyl cellulose. Well, I just had some of that earlier.
Got that in pill form.
Spices, cultured dextrose, yeast extract, dextrose, garlic powder, dried vinegar, amino acid like L-lysine, which they used in Jurassic Park to control the dinosaurs.
Amino acids.
And tryptophan, which is why you fall asleep on Thanksgiving.
Wow.
Cherry powder, cultured celery powder, soy hemoglobin, natural applewood smoke flavor, vitamin E, xanthan gum, and vitamins B3, B1, B6, B2, and B12.
Well, they mentioned amino acids. That's as close to protein from meat as you're going to get, I guess, probably. There's no meat in there.
But there's sauce, I think.
But I didn't hear a lot about meat.
So here's what's in a Nathan's hot dog.
All right.
Beef, water, salt, sorbitol.
Sorbitol?
Well, you rub it on your muscles. It makes it.
Sorbitol.
Potassium lactate, natural flavoring, sodium phosphate, hydrolyzed corn protein, paprika, sodium diacetate, sodium erythrobate, and sodium nitrate.
Sodium reprobate?
I think sodium reprobate.
Put paprika in hot dogs?
Paprika, Nathan's hot dog. Those are tasty hot dogs.
Yeah, they're good hot dogs.
I like the skinless ones.
Yeah.
Which one are you shoving in your pie hole then? The Impossible one?
Or the regular, I'll either get the Nathan's or the Oscar Mayer. It depends.
Nathan's is best. I like that. Yeah. Their French fries, too, are incredible.
I have not had their French fries.
Try the French fries. They're amazing. Meanwhile, last year's runner-up Jeff Escher says if he wins it all this year, they should put an asterisk by his name since Jaws will not be there. And don't feel too sorry for Joey. He and another of the banished pro eaters, Takaru Kobayashi, will compete in a live eating contest on Netflix September 2nd. So you better get the Netflix thing before September 2nd. It's called Chestnut versus Kobayashi Unfinished Beef.
Unfinished.
And that he's the Japanese kid that was like 80 pounds and just blew everybody away when he came along.
Oh, my God.
On this day, June 13th, 1998, Javi Lopez and Andrew Jones hit back-to-back home runs. They liked it so much, they did it the next inning, too. The fourth time in Major League history. Only 4 times it's happened. 1999, the Orioles set a franchise record for runs scored. They beat the Braves 22-1 at Turner Field. I know because I was there.
I wasn't in a
hot day under the sun watching that travesty.
Some classroom.
Yeah, I wasn't in some classroom. Cal Ripken Jr. went 6 for 6, a pair of homers. It was ugly. I'm telling you. John Smoltz,
how ugly was it?
7 runs in 2 1/3 innings.
Yeah, that's not good.
It was ugly. I'm telling you, we got so drunk that day by the 3rd inning. 1912, Christy Mathewson recorded his 300th career win, a 3-2 win over the Cubbies. Overall, Mathewson won. How many games did Christy Mathewson win?
312.
Higher.
419.
Now you're just talking crazy.
Sorry.
373.
There you go.
1921, Babe Ruth hit a 460-foot homer into the center field bleachers at the Polo Grounds, the first player to ever do so. But in 1948, just 27 years later, Ruth made his final appearance at Yankee Stadium, a crowd of 49,000 plus. They retired as number 3. He died of throat cancer less than 2 months later.
Wow.
Had to lean on a bat, a Bob Feller bat.
Yeah. Wow. Sports room. I have no sports birthdays or sports history from all of my sports history studying
just basically phoned it in today.
I looked and it's not there. I was going to make something up.
Well, thank God I had enough sports.
That's right.
To fill out the entire segment.
In fact, it's perfect. 5:30, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Flounder's Funny's coming up and actual newsy stuff. And I don't even know where to begin. We're going to talk about bad haircuts and cookies and my heart up. I think I had a heart attack and didn't know it.
Okay.
This morning while I was walking around. Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder coming up with 106.3. Look out, here we go. Stay.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's Tug, and here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
Pleased to learn that Harvard Corporation is denying graduation and diplomas to a few students, not enough, who were involved in violating school policy with their pro-Islamic terrorist demonstrations.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
And it's only the camera, 5:31-ish.
He's distracting me.
Well, it's very hectic around here. It's just a lot of stuff. Well, a lot of stuff going on. 5:32, let's call it. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. How's it going? Yeah, well, it's not too late for Father's Day to get yourself a great gift from Atlanta's Safe House. I know it may sound funny. Think about it. Especially if you're a husband or wife or kid or whoever. I mean, if it's a father, it's Father's Day thing, has a weapon and maybe don't have a pistol safe. A lot of folks don't have a pistol safe. They carry it with them, put it in the house, whatever. Have a pistol safe, makes the whole family feel a little more secure and safe. And also, if you're driving trips, stuff like that, check out how beautiful they are, the various different brands and styles, atlantasafehouse.com. Now, they have a showroom in Ackworth, if you're up in the area. They've been doing this for 30-something years. Jeff and Mark, and again, there was a thing, it was kind of a scandal several months ago when a company gave out the master safe code to people who shouldn't have had it. Atlanta Safe House would never do that. Jeff and Mark, this is a non-woke company. They believe in the Constitution, especially the Second Amendment. And, well, they're going to make sure that they will never give out the master code to anybody but you. And they only use off-duty police, firefighters, and military folks to deliver your safe to you. They can bolt it from the inside into your concrete floor, basement, or garage, or whatever, like they did for me. I bought 2 gun safes. Top brands always on sale. I'm telling you, they can build you a family storm shelter at Atlanta Safe House. All the top brands always on sale, and please tell them the Kimmer sent you when you go to atlantasafehouse.com.
You make the difference. Locally owned and located in Sandy Springs, offering you the finest selection of unique diamonds, sapphires, rubies, and emerald jewelry, as well as other fine gemstones. Librand Jewelry and Watches has been servicing Rolex watches for over 30 years, and their Rolex-trained watchmaker will service your watch in their state-of-the-art Rolex service center in their store. Librand uses only genuine Rolex parts, and their estimates are free. Drop by Librand in the Trader Joe's Shopping Center in Sandy Springs or visit Librand.com.
Convenience is defined as the state of being able to proceed with something with little effort or difficulty. Well, at RBM of Atlanta, we embody this philosophy. Meet our Mercedes-Benz pickup and delivery service. It gives you back time and money. Does your Mercedes-Benz need service? If so, we'll pick up your vehicle that's requiring service from your home or office and bring it back to our dealership for the required service. With over 100 appointments available every weekday, over 50 appointments on Saturdays, and more than 200 courtesy vehicles in our fleet, we're here to serve. We'll work around your schedule. We're here to save you time, energy, and money. RBM of Atlanta is a J.D. Power 2023 Diamond Dealer of Excellence for the customer sales experience and Georgia's only 9-time Mercedes-Benz Best of the Best winner. We're proud to be Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964. Pickup and delivery service restrictions do apply. Ask your service coordinator or service advisor for details.
Hey there, Atlanta sports fans. Home team Brandon Leak here with Sonder Health Plans. You know, I've been singing praises about their Georgia-based Medicare Advantage health plans, and now they're stepping up their game with new health plans that include home safety and accessibility modifications. Call them up right now and ask if you qualify for their fantastic $400 grocery card offer and $0 premiums. Call 800-331-2928 or visit SonderHealthPlans.com. Sonder Health Plans is an HMO with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Sonder Health Plans depends on contract renewal.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. At A Second Chance Bail Bonds, we believe everyone deserves a second chance. We handle bonds from local to federal for any jail in any city. And in most cases, we can have you or your loved one out of jail in a matter of hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT. That's 404-BAIL-OUT. Or online at atlbail.com.
As an official community partner of the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Braves Foundation, the Warrior Alliance connects warriors and their families to free services such as health and wellness, housing, employment, education, legal services, and so much more. We need your financial support to increase our impact and change thousands of lives for those who served in the U.S. Armed Forces. It takes more than just thank you for your service. Make a donation to help warriors navigate to success after service. Go to thewarrioralliance.org/donate and make a difference today.
The future of business in Georgia is bright, and Georgia Power is a driving force behind the businesses and organizations that are vital to the growth of the state. Organizations like Georgia Tech.
Hi, this is Jay Batt, Director of Athletics here at Georgia Tech. The Georgia Institute of Technology in itself is an incredible place. We've got this tremendous history of success. We've got incredible corporations that invest in college football. And for us, that's part of our winning formula. We've got incredible alignment on our campus. We've got incredible alignment from our president to our head coaches to our donors. We continue to invest in the fan experience here in Bobby Dodd. Everything from what happens in game, from the music to the in-game promotions, it's really an important part of what we do. And we really have tried to expand that game day experience thanks to our partnerships. I think our fans will see continued investment in that game day experience, so we're really excited to continue investing.
To learn more about how Georgia Power is helping businesses big and small, visit georgiapower.com and tune in all year to discover how they're powering the future of Georgia.
I still love this song. Clyde McFadder.
Lover, please come back. Don't take the train coming down the track. Don't leave me. Don't leave me in misery.
1972, Clyde McFadder, original lead vocalist with the Drifters, died of a heart attack in New York, joining Billy Ward and the Dominoes in 1950. They formed the Drifters in 1963. Maybe that's 1950. They formed the Drifters in 1953. Solo hits include Lover Please in 1962, this one. Also posthumously inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1987. Clyde McFadder died of a heart attack in 1972. Let's see, our birthday list includes Hannah Storm, former former early show anchor, chick news person, and now an ESPN girl. Hannah Storm is 62. And Stellan Skarsgård. You may not know the name. You may know I'm sure you know the face. 73. And it says here, they left off the most important one. It says here on this list, Stellan Skarsgård, 73. Swedish actor who was Bootstrap Bill in 2 Pirates of the Caribbean movies and Eric Selvig in the Thor and Avengers movies. And they left out, he was the psychopath in Girl with a Dragon Tattoo. The brother who was the freak who wanted who tried to do James Bond, cut him open in his belly.
Oh, the one no one saw.
Yeah, the one, and then and the girl on the motorcycle, the girl with the dragon tattoo, chased him, and he blew himself up when he flipped his car over and went.
No one saw that. Everyone's seen him in Thor, and they've seen him in the last Andor, Star Wars, the last good thing they did, Star Wars, Andor.
Well, he was when the girl with the golden dragon.
Oh,
everybody saw that movie.
They saw the Swedish version.
Oh, nobody saw the Swedish version because it's in Swedish. And you don't want to sit there for a whole freaking movie doing
Roberts wants to talk about UFOs with you.
Robert, you're on the radio. Thank God, because otherwise I got to talk to these bastards. What's up, man?
Oh, well, I mean, really. Okay, I'm in the middle of reading a Amazon Kindle series about UFOs and flying secret squirrels and kangaroos.
Yeah.
Anyway, ends up that rednecks out of Missouri get flying saucers and figure out how to repair them. So then after a couple of ensuing adventures and whatnot, they figure out how to hot rod the alien space saucers and end up with the universe's most powerful fleet of ships, running it out of Whiskey Holler, Missouri.
Well, I'm in. I believe anything. I know enough to know that I don't know anything, and it's the stuff that we don't know about in the world. Ghosts, a whole different platform of life forms before. So, I mean, we don't know about this stuff. Our brains. We don't even know anything about how we think and how we feel and how we regard things, our emotions and feelings. Where did that come from?
Anyway,
Yeah.
If you come through, I highly recommend. It's the Amazon Kindle series.
All right,
Bob and Nikki.
Bob and Nikki.
Called Bob's Space Repair, Bob's Saucer Repair
All right,
Shop. And anyway, what he ends up doing is, having fun.
Well,
killing aliens and attacking fleets.
We will look for it.
Of, robots.
We will look for it indeed. 541. Thank you, my friend. By the way, a thing on history. You mentioned a little bit about this the other day, and I think it's important enough. I know it's not a history show, but once again in the news on this day, 1777, the Marquis de Lafayette arrived in the colonies to help defeat the British scum. And some things you may not know. Pete mentioned a couple things the other day. His actual name, this war hero of the American Revolution's name is Marie-Joseph Paul Yves Yoke Roford Gilbert de Motier de Lafayette. That's his name. He was 19 years old, baptized as a Spaniard with every conceivable saint who might offer protection in battle. Lafayette was 19 years old with no combat experience when he arrived in America crossing the Atlantic Ocean. He spoke little English, lacked any battle experience, but he was commissioned as a major in July of 1777. His first Battle of Brandywine near Philadelphia, September 11, 1777. Lafayette, the teenager, was shot in the leg. Refused treatment. The novice managed to organize a successful retreat, 2-month recuperation, given his command over his own division for the first time. He named his only son George Washington. He remained at Washington's side during the harsh winter at Valley Forge through the conclusive battle at Yorktown. He named his youngest daughter Marie Antoinette Virginie to honor the French Queen and the state of Virginia. He helped breed the new dog. 1785, Lafayette sent 7 large French hounds across the Atlantic as gifts for George Washington to increase the size of a pack of black and tan English foxhounds he had, given to him by Lord Fairfax. The combination brought to the American colonies created the American Foxhound. The American Kennel Club calls the dog easygoing, sweet-tempered, independent, and recognized as a foxhound, American Foxhound breed in 1886, thanks to Lafayette. He was buried in France underneath dirt taken from Bunker Hill. His son covered his coffin with the dirt they had taken from Bunker Hill in 1825 when he laid the cornerstone to the monument that marks the battlefield. He was a teenager when he came here to help fight the war. What a story.
Yeah.
I mean, think, 19.
Yeah, he went back to help the French Revolution, too. Then it turned sour, and they came after him.
Yeah,
and everything.
And well, then he basically led a revolution, a group of rebels because of what's going on. Anyway, good grand. Sorry, a little Lafayette thing. 543, Kimmer Pete and Phil Launder. Let's see. Donald Trump is apparently pretty close to picking his VP. He'll announce it during the convention just this afternoon. He talked to Fox News, says he has a pretty good idea who the vice presidential running mate will be. We'll announce during the convention. Let's see. He was asked if the pick was present at any of the meetings. He said, I don't want to go, but I think I'll probably get announced during the convention, July 15 to 18 in Milwaukee. Was he considering Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin? He said, I think I would consider that. Haven't been asked that question, but he would be on that list. He was also asked about President Cadaver as a father following Hunter's conviction. And Donald Trump said it's a very serious thing. I understand the whole subject pretty well because I've had it with people who've had it with their family, talking about drug addiction. Anyway, some other comments. And he also made the point of saying the Department of Justice is no good bastards. He called President Cadaver a dope. He said the worst president we've ever had. There's a saying, we're going to indict this guy right into the White House. He had his private meeting the other day. Anyway, things are going pretty good along that line here. Oopsie-daisy. Flip my thing. Now, Fannie Willis, do we have time for the Fannie Willis thing? Fannie Willis still trying to fight the judgments against her so far. She's appealing to have things overthrown that might affect her getting Donald Trump back in court again. And her lover, the BBC, the big, beautiful cohort, Nathan Wade, was on CNN, and now Nathan Wade has his own media consultant who stepped right in when he was needed with a hard question.
Just to clarify, when did the romantic relationship between the two of you start?
How long have you been lying?
So, we get into, there's been this effort.
What happened was,
to say that. Okay, these exact dates are at issue, and these exact dates are. I'm getting signaled here.
His media consultant was waving into the.
Can I go off mic for a second?
Yes.
Okay.
Can we go off right for a second?
Keep rolling. Keep rolling. Don't stop down there.
He's telling him, don't answer the question.
Everything okay?
Yeah.
You okay now? Yeah. Okay.
Just to revisit the question, it was to clarify when the romantic relationship started
try number
and
two.
when it ended.
Sure. So, I believe that the public has, through the testimony and other interviews, the public has a clear snapshot that this is clearly just a distraction. It is not a relevant issue in this case.
It shows whether you were lying under oath, you dirty creep scuzzbag. I can't believe these people. A distraction, my ass. It's the issue. Oh, my God. I hate these people. Seriously. They keep saying stuff out loud right in your face.
Lying.
God, that's how much they respect us. 547, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. All right, don't go away yet. All right, stand by.
Latest breaking news to the conservative voices you know and trust. Your best new follow on social media is Extra 1063. We're at XTRA 1063 on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and LinkedIn, and pretty much any social media you scroll through every day. And we drop exclusive giveaways, new daily content, and the latest breaking news from Georgia and across this great nation. Interact with your favorite Extra personalities. Get the latest on our live events, and so much more. Follow at Extra 1063 across all your social media and keep up with Atlanta's only conservative voice.
This is Dan Watkins with All Four Seasons. We've always been Atlanta's best at installing and servicing garage and entry doors, but you would be surprised at how many windows we've installed as well. So we're proud to announce a new division, All Four Seasons Windows. We now have the ability to make sure every opening in your house is safe, energy efficient, and looks darn good. So give us a call today to schedule your free sales consultation. Find out how you can decrease your energy bills and increase the beauty and value of your home with All Four Seasons garage, entry doors, and windows.
Extra 1063 listeners are falling in love with Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell.
Me and my wife now find our favorite sandwich place. That food over there was great.
Yeah, those rolls are so soft and sweet. I mean, it was just melt in your mouth. It was, and the steak was tender and juicy and flavorful. I can't say enough about it. It was very, very impressive.
It was so good.
Make Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell on Woodstock Road your new favorite spot for lunch or dinner. Nucky'sHoagies.com.
Tax season can be stressful, but it's also a wake-up call. It's time to think beyond April and plan for your future. At Master Plan Retirement Consultants, we're not just advisors. We're your partners in building a secure retirement. At Master Plan Retirement Consultants, we understand the challenges Georgians face. That's why we offer personalized strategies to maximize your retirement income, minimize taxes, and ensure you never outlive your assets. Join the Master Plan family and let us guide you through every financial milestone. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your appointment today. Master Plan Retirement Consultants, where your journey and destination are both important. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
So you conquered the hardest part. You found the one, got approval from the family, shopped for the engagement ring, and you popped the question. Nice job. But you're not done. It's time to plan the wedding. Pick the dress, pick your tux, plan the honeymoon, and yes, find the perfect wedding bands. Well, you're in luck because Wedding Band Weekend is back at Solomon Brothers Jewelers. June 21st through the 23rd is the perfect time to stop in and shop all of the top brands in the industry. You'll find the ring of her dreams. And here is the best part. During Wedding Band Weekend, when you purchase her qualifying ring, you'll get your ring absolutely free. So don't miss Wedding Band Weekend, June 21st through the 23rd in Buckhead, Alpharetta, and Sharpsburg. And at Solomon Brothers, no matter the price, you'll find something nice. You can also shop online at SolomonBrothers.com and on Instagram at Solomon Brothers. Solomon Brothers Jewelers, the preferred jeweler of the Atlanta Braves.
Hear that? That's the sound of the annual Duck Pluck event, supporting Special Olympics Georgia athletes, and we need your help. Adopt a cute rubber duck today for just $10, and all proceeds will help provide everything from meals to housing for our Georgia athletes at the state games. So adopt your duck today at duckrace.com/Atlanta.
Being in an accident really bites. You need people around you that are going to make the whole process easier to deal with. I just described David Van Sant at Van Sant Law. He used to work for the insurance companies. What an advantage. He knows who to call, what to say, and they're not going to pull the wool over his eyes. Give him a call. Van Sant Law, 855-GA-INJURY, vansantlaw.com, 855-GA-INJURY.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
Here we go. 5:52. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Braves won today. And on this day in history, 1969, the Rolling Stones held a photo call in Hyde Park to introduce their new guitar picker, Mick Taylor.
Yeah, you got
The 20-year-old former member of John Mayall's Blues Breakers group made his live debut with the Stones the following month at a free concert in 1969 in Hyde Park, London. And Mick Taylor, the Stones, 20 years old. Our birthday list includes that hot little naughty number, Kat Dennings. That chubby little hottie, 38 years old today. You know her from Two Broke Girls, The 40-Year-Old Virgin, Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, and the Thor movies. And anything else? I'm trying to think. I
That's
knew her from the Two Broke Girls mostly, but she just seems like she has a great attitude, and you just want to squeeze her. She's happy and funny and crazy, and just seems like a real cool chick. Chris Evans, Captain America singer. There you go. Chris Evans, 43, Captain America and the MCU, whatever that is. Human Torch and the first 2 Fantastic Four movies. And Steve-O, the jackass guy, is 50 today. Reformed coke addict, it says here. And I got a little phone thing here, real quick. I know this is stupid and you hate this. On this day in history, Mrs. Alexander Hamilton served a special dessert to General George Washington in 1789. Ice cream. And on this day in 1825, Walter Hunt patented the safety pin. 1825 sold the rights for $400. In 1825 had to be a fortune. And one more, for some reason in 1920, the U.S. Postal Service ruled that children are not really the kind of thing you want to send in the mail, and there was very good reason. It was January 1913 when Ohio couple took advantage of the Postal Service's new parcel service to make a special delivery their infant son. The Bigoos paid 15 cents in 1913 for stamps and an unknown extra amount to ensure his son being delivered for $50. They handed the baby over to the mailman, who dropped the little boy off at his grandmother's house a mile away. And after that, the post office said, no. Well, you can't mail your children. I'm sorry. This new parcel post, that's not what they meant. It's for packages. They were literally mailing children. And can you imagine being in charge of a baby to drop it off? Oh, my God. Anyway, 404-741-1230. It's almost out of time here. What the heck? We were just going to do something. I can't remember what it was. Well, we'll just go back to the actual program. I kind of a cute, fun story, and see how you think about this. Rhode Island, an honors student named Valerie Landry received resounding applause as she picked up her Pilgrim High School commencement ceremony address at University of Rhode Island's Ryan Center the other day. This girl, the honors graduate at Rhode Island High School, Valerie Landry, was 16 years old when she gave birth to her baby son. They told her before the ceremony, you can't bring that kid with you because no family members are allowed to accompany people across the stage. It's a rule. And she said, well, you know what? I'm going to have him with me. I spoke with the principal people and I said, what would happen if I bring my baby? And they said, well, they didn't really say anything. So she said, at this point, I'm passing all my classes, finished my project, honorable mention, I'm an honor student, let's see what happens. And then the principal came to the realization that it's my day and it should be what I want. It's not anybody else's day. He let me do what I wanted to do, and it's the proudest moment of my life. Landry was welcomed with a handshake and a hug, and Grayson even earned himself a pat on the head. The ceremony was extra momentous because a boy was born with a cleft palate and just had his final surgery. She said, I'm so proud of him. He has been so much. One of the biggest things. I'm honored to have him up on stage with me to show anybody you can push through anything. They said, and she said she had to switch to half days at school because they constantly bullied her. They said that he was born on drugs, that I didn't have a father, not my baby daddy, was messing around and stuff. And they praised the honor student for graduating as a full-time mother and a varsity athlete with her baby boy at the stage. And, she's 16-year-old, had a baby and did all that. And so good for her. I'll bet she'll be fine. Oh, also, again, hold on, Flounder. Almost, I got one more story here. A little something here for Nuckies Hoagies. Here, Chick-fil-A is doing a summer camp for kids in Louisiana, a town of Hampton, Louisiana, and they're opening the doors, kids 5 to 12, for their own Chick-fil-A summer camp in July. A couple of them, the camp fee is only $35. They'll get the opportunity to meet Chick-fil-A mascots. The team leaders get behind-the-scenes look at what goes into the brand's hospitality. They're going to be learning customer service, hosting skills, learn how to take a guest order, learn how to tag a guest order, tour the kitchen, box your own nuggets, make your own ice cream cup and stuff like that. And people say, oh, you guys are exploiting the kids and you're making them do all the work for the campers, man. Yeah, we'll use your kids to pay for child labor, man. I thought we got rid of that. I mean, whatever Chick-fil-A does, it doesn't matter. They're going to go get them. I mean, it's like they're trying to, transfer them to become better Christians or something. My God. Well, you shouldn't be bringing back child labor. Somebody said, wait a minute. It's nice to teach young children about the value of working for $1 and how you work in the business and everything. I don't know. Anyway.
And it's cheap labor.
Plus, if you don't want to go, don't go. It's not mandatory. You don't have to go to Chick-fil-A camp. God. Not everything is a thing. How many times do I have to say that? Seriously. Not everything is. That's what I mean about the social media and your freaking cell phones, yesterday's cigarettes. You don't have to react to everything.
Nope.
Oh, God. First, Flounder's funnies. Herp, what do you got there, Flounder?
We have diversity. Other teams don't. Or if you look at the Olympics, you look at our U.S. gymnastics squad. We have an Asian girl, a white girl, a black girl. Look at the Chinese squad. Any guesses? Did you guess exclusively Chinese bitches? Yeah, that's all that's ever been on that team. That's all that will ever be on that team. And they wonder why they're not getting golds anymore. Well, you better get a Harlem in China. You think snapping together iPads all day is tough? It is. Not as tough as it used to be. Now they have suicide nets around their building so they can jump out, bounce right back. Sorry, boss, just need some fresh air.
Oh, man. Is that Tosh? Or what's his name?
Yes, Daniel Tosh.
Oh, God. Anyway, it's only the Kimmer. Gotta go. You're killing me. Pete Davis and Flounder tomorrow is Let Her Rip Friday, and the boys in the back. Semper Fi gang. Christine, sing me home, baby. I'm all yours.
Start your day the right way with Tug, Rhino, and Los on the Morning Extra. Every morning from 6 to 10 a.m. on WFOM Marietta, Extra 106.3.